We'll go sit down in there and do something else.
Or change the game.
We'll be back with you in a second, bro. We'll be back with you.
Oh Lord,
boy.
Man, leave my nephew alone, man.
Man, you want to borrow him for a couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's all good.
Take him for a couple weeks. You gotta take him to and from school though. Come
That's
pick him up, take him to school, man. But
That's
yeah, like I
cool.
said, our guest is here in the building. We're gonna bring him on in a second. We got Nasheed Smith coming in, man. Very talented amateur Sugar Sheed. We got everything set. Oh, they still set. We gotta set up real quick before we bring him in. But yeah, man.
You about to block me because I'm ugly. Go ahead, bro.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Everybody can't be pretty. Everybody can't be pretty. It just wouldn't be fair.
Oh my God.
Everybody can't be that, man.
Oh, man.
But you ain't got that problem. You probably the prettiest dude in DC, the DMV, Maryland, Virginia. Oh, if y'all don't know, this boy right here.
Yeah, I wish.
He bagging them like groceries, I'm telling you.
Oh, my Lord. I wish.
Bagging them like groceries.
I wish I had a boxer's wife, but I don't think that's going to ever happen, man.
But yeah, we're going to bring our guest in right now.
Welcome, man. Go ahead, scoot up.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
ahead,
right here.
Up,
okay.
Yeah, we good to go now, man.
Oh,
we got Nasheed in the building.
I was a little late. I got a little lost.
Oh, it's all good.
We know how to handle it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, now we here. We gonna work, man. Don't worry about that stuff.
Man, what you get taller since last time I seen you?
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I did a little bit. I feel like I'm a little 6'3" now.
You 6'3" now?
Nah, I'm jazzed.
I'm about to say, I swear you at least like 6'2".
Yeah, I'm definitely like 6'2". Yeah.
So everybody either an inch tall, a quarter inch taller than me, or the same height as me.
Yeah, because he talked to the door. I thought I was talking to an NFL player. So big.
Yeah.
Man, so first I want to congratulate you on your win down there, winning the Nationals, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling real good. You know, blessed.
Mm-hmm.
I've been put in a position to be at the door, and all I had to do was just kick it down. So that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. So what was the tournament like for you from the beginning to end?
From the beginning to the end, it was all fun. You know, the worst part, I always tell anybody, the worst part about boxing to me is losing the weight, the cutting the weight part. But once that's over with, you know, when you fight, you just having fun for real. So, even the Rosecroft fights all the way down to the Nationals, it was just a whole bunch of fun, just all love. You know, I was around good support. I had a good support team. The Washington, D.C. Golden Glove team, my head coach, Coach Boogie, everybody that was around me, it was all love. So it just made my job easier, you know what I'm saying, for what I was doing.
Yeah, for sure. What weight class you fighting in?
Light heavyweight 176.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah. That's crazy, man. Who did you fight in the finals for the belt?
In the finals, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even think I can pronounce his name, but it was a Cuban, and apparently, you know, he had a whole rack of fights. I think over 300 fights or something like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just looked at it like it was just regular work. I really didn't even know all of that until afterwards. I fought him.
Yeah. I heard you was out there putting Bammers out. Like,
oh, you know.
that's what I was told. They say, yo, Sheed out here putting Bammers out.
Yeah, man. You know, we got to get him out of there.
Right. So you made it look easy.
Of course.
Of course. And ain't no question. Ain't no question about it. Did you bring the belt with you?
Nah, I didn't bring the belt with me. I was really hoping that my ring was gonna be here, because when you win, you get a Golden Gloves ring. I was really hoping my ring was gonna be here. I was gonna be bringing that thing.
Nah, for sure. We get you back on. We bring it next time.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So like, what's up next? Man? You want a Golden Glove?
Right now, a lot of things is up in the air. You know, everybody keep asking me the question when I'm gonna turn pro, when I'm gonna turn pro, when I'm gonna do this. But you know, take my time. Exactly, take my time. But what it's really looking like is December. USA Championships. You know,
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, me and my team, we always talk about it and stuff like that. So it's looking like December. That's what's next now.
That's what's up. Yeah. So, you know, I met you at Headbangers And y'all definitely got a good group. Like y'all vibe, you, Barry, and Boogie and everything.
Yeah.
What's the best part about being around Boogie and Barry?
The best part about them is they know how to have fun. Like they know how to make the sport fun. Like you know, a lot of coaches they all all mean and aggressive. And don't get me wrong, it is a mean and aggressive sport. You're supposed to be uncomfortable most of the time in this sport. But at the end of our workouts, sometimes we might go play basketball. We have a little fun. We joke around.
Yeah.
You know, we might start dancing. You know, it could be anything. And it's all love. It's all fun. It really feel like a family in there. So it just make you feel welcome. Like it make you want to come to the gym and want to put the work in because, you know, you around all this good energy. So you just want to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. And look, we got a camera right here too. So if you ever get a shout out to anybody, to the gym, to your coaches, you can look right at that camera and give a shout out.
Oh yeah, man. I want to give a shout out to the whole Headbanger mob, to the coaches, to the team, you know, everybody there. I want to give a shout out to, you know, my support system, my family, my pops, my mom, you know, y'all for having me up here.
No problem.
You know, we're going to keep it pushing.
Yeah, of course, man. So I was introduced to you through Jeff. You know Jeff, right?
I think so.
Jeff. White dude, bald head, always a headbanger.
Oh,
the police officer.
Yeah,
man. He was telling me stories about you when you was a young kid. And he was like, man, to see Sheed where he at now, like I didn't even really see him taking it this far and being as good as he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you were a kid, when you first started boxing, how was that experience for you?
It was tough, bro. Man, I was sparring. Every time I was sparring, I was getting whooped on every time. And I started off, so I was like a little fat kid.
Yeah.
And I used to crowd the town because I used to get punished when I was in the ring.
Yeah.
So just the start of that, and even like in the middle, like because towards the middle, I started like really sparring like pros and stuff like that, and they started like really testing me and trying to teach me lessons. And I'm still young, still getting angry because I'm getting hit and they talking shit to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it was real tough. But you know, stuck to the grind. You know, I'm gonna sink or swim. So
yeah,
I already know what I'm doing.
For sure. Do you have a flashback to that young you when you in there? Like, yeah, you know, makes you buckle down more and want to go attack more?
Yeah, a little bit. Especially like when I'm sparring people that I used to spar back then. Like, oh, like, nah, I want to get you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Have you got your get back from anybody that was punishing you when you was a kid?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. And it's like you get a different type of level of respect. You know what I'm saying? Once you really, you know, get your get back, or actually even just put some good work in there with them, because not only are they looking like back then, you know, when they putting all the work in on you and you asking them questions and they tell you and stuff like that, like, you know, they kind of like looking, it's not in a bad way, but they just looking down on you, like, you know, like trying to pick you up. But now, you know what I'm saying, when you actually sparring with these guys, and I still ask questions all the time, like when I'm sparring Damon, Alantez, Fox, like all those type of guys, I still ask those questions, but it's not that I'm being looked down on and they trying to pick me up. It's down like, you know, we looking at the same level a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it just feel like you get respected a little more.
Yeah, for sure. And I know y'all got a lot of kids, like the kids come through at certain hours of headbangers.
Yeah.
Are you there to like help them and give them advice? What kind of things you telling the younger guys coming up after you?
So I always tell them what I've been told. Always keep learning, keep grinding, no matter how hard it get. If this is what you want to do, you're going to have to put in that work and you're going to have to make some sacrifices.
Outside of boxing, you got a YouTube channel where you play the game, right?
Yeah.
You playing Fight Night.
Yeah, sometimes.
He said he ain't never been beaten Fight Night.
I didn't say I would be. I did get beat. The only person that beat me was George, my cousin George. He used to smack. I could not get this some bitch to save my damn life. I mean, I'm over here fighting. You know that Drake from R. I'm fighting for my
R. Kelly?
I'm fighting for my I'm getting up. And I'm like, I'm doing everything. And he just over there.
Just chilling, just doing what he doing, yeah.
Cooking my ass.
Who you like to fight with the most on the game?
Oh, man, I'm not going to lie. I like to fight with me the most. I'm keep it 100. Like, you know, you got online, and online they give you, of course you can fight with like the regular legends and everything like that. But online they got a thing where you can create your own player and you can go against other people's created player. I create my player exactly how I am. 6'2", southpaw, 170 in the light heavyweight division. And it just, because I really like playing Fight Night, because like it really, it helped me sometimes, you know, just being in the ring because it just make me think to start trying stuff when I'm in sparring. Like, okay, because, you know, when you in sparring, you know, everything is sometimes a little serious and, you know, you really not necessarily focusing on being as creative.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing the game, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm just like, all right, I can just do whatever I want to do on this jank. So I'm like, all right, maybe I should try that while I'm in the ring.
Right.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But you know, at least I tried it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what is your fight style? You had to say a style. What is your style when you in the ring?
My style, I don't even know.
I can break it down.
I'm just so versatile for real. It all depends. It all depends on the type of fighter because if I know I can get you out of there, I'm gonna get you gone. Yeah, that's it. But I feel like if I know a person is extra strong or a little too strong, and I'm not, you know, my power not up there with his, I'm just gonna box him easily. Just gonna get him out of there.
Turning.
Exactly, the whole time. Because everybody got a weakness, but I feel like I know how to adjust and just take away everybody's weakness. You know what I'm saying? And take away all these strong points and stuff like that. So if I had to choose a style, I don't know. I would probably say like a. Y'all gonna say I'm probably lying or something because y'all see all my fights, but I would probably say I'm like a more of a like a boxing type of person.
Okay, I can see that though. Like your box, like you said, when you see that vulnerability in somebody, you attack.
Yeah,
you definitely go for the kill. So you like a boxer punch about you. I ain't gonna downplay your boxing skills. You definitely can box too.
Ready for me to break it down?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. he waiting for it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So since watching him, where I could tell that he been working with pros. I knew because I know what it's like once you. The worst is when you a kid, you working with them pros. You be like, this dude got 2 kids and a wife I'm about to work with. Like,
telling you, man.
Like, son, I swear. But a lot of that, it make you more calmer because you don't work with those guys and you come in, oh, he's not showing me nothing too different. Okay. And I've noticed that with you, you're way more calmer in the ring now. I've seen you get better and better with not letting that anxiety level go. You're nice and calm, even kill. You control. You got a good in and out game. Stepping in, stepping out if you need to. Controlling them with the stick if he needs to. Stepping, putting some weight on the back foot, just controlling them and moving them. You start out. He sits down on the shot. He's sitting down better. Even you're punching through your target a lot better. I've noticed, especially the shots under the liver, under the lung to the liver.
Vicious,
He's starting to really, really sit there. And the thing you got to remember, he's southpaw. So the liver's on the opposite side of him. Instead of it when you right-handed and you shoot it, there's more kind of more leverage there. So now he has to step sometimes you might have to step just enough and then get it around and get it in there.
Exactly.
That has gotten better with him as well. But I've seen him in there where, all right, no headbangers down tonight. I'm not just going to walk this guy down and break him down. Okay, now let me go ahead and go to my C pattern, start turning this guy, feint him. I want to see you do more feints, though.
Yeah, more feints.
Yes. See if you get these dudes biting, man. See if you can make these dudes blink or pull up or whatever, freeze them, and then just get wherever you want to go. But a good consistent jab, shotgun jab. I've definitely noticed that. And what else? Good control over your punches in the pocket, where I've noticed that you're good with when guys throwing stuff, you're then going right back or catching right there in the pocket where you ain't got where because of your length, you're playing to your benefit. That's where you're able, because some guys our height can't work on the inside.
Exactly.
Some guys it's crazy because it's like, why can't you work on the inside? But some guys can't. Some guys our height cannot do it. They can't. They can't shoot. They don't know how to go around. They don't know how to like pull this guy or pivot, get to the side of him and get the leverage. Sometimes they just can't do it. Exactly. And he's getting better with doing that. And then also, okay, I ripped. Oh, he's countering. And then when he leans, he's still in range, but the guy punch goes right past him. But he's still in range to then shift back over, shift. So like he's definitely starting to really when he takes that time when he's ready to turn pro. And I repeat, I can't stand it when people go up to these young fighters and be like,
rush them.
man, when you turn pro, man. And half the time it be the people who don't box ever just want to be able to brag that they boy can fight and want to say, yeah, man, couldn't you turn pro? Yeah, man, like, man, so you know what's next, right? Yeah, man, when you turn pro, bro? When you turn what the fuck?
I know you tired of hearing. You probably get it like every day.
Bro, let me enjoy. Because I'm going to tell you something, She. I'm going to tell you something, She. I'm so serious when I say this, bro. Enjoy. Even though amateur got his own BS, but enjoy these moments, man. Because when you go pro, your innocence. Everybody will tell you, Alontes, Damon will tell you that Junior was one of the most purest to the game when he was fighting before he got sick. Always, and when you go start diving into that pro game, even though I didn't fight in the pro, I was always in camp. Like sparring guys, stuff like that. When you start learning how pro stuff, it could taint it a little bit, it could ruin it a little bit. Enjoy this, man. When you ready to turn, you turn.
Yeah.
When you and your team are ready to turn, you and your team are ready to turn. You do that because you the one that's getting in there. Nobody else. And only a few of them people is gonna be there when all of this shit is gone and you in that room and you sore after giving everything you had. You might knock out the guy easy in 3 rounds in the pros, but you had a tough 8-week camp. So that you do when you ready. But when he turned pro, you know how Troy Isley been like turn that corner sitting guys down? You're doing pro stuff now. Like you actually look like an open fighter. Like what an open fighter, the definition of an open fighter is supposed to be a semi-pro. Like you see this kid's turning that corner. And you definitely doing that, man. You're gonna be fine, man. Just keep on, like you said, keep on wanting to learn, picking that stuff, and then keep on taking advantage. Like, oh dang, I could talk to DeMar, I could talk to this person, and the skills that I worked with him for 8 rounds works here. And now when I'm getting hit with this kid ain't. I could tell from just how he came out, he's not as advanced as the things I've dealt with.
That's exactly how it be too.
And all right, cool. So nice and calm, and you start going from there, man. Keep doing that, man. His style is really good. C pattern, good control of his feet, good slide in, slide out game. Good, don't mind. He not lazy. He don't mind moving his body over if he got to, and he don't mind. Okay, let me go ahead and work the C pattern or stay on the perimeter and turn him and make that guy's weight turn. Like as soon as that weight go, because in amateur you're not really allowed to touch, so you can't just and spin him.
Yeah.
You gotta let that punch really fly past you and whoop, gone. Take that, let that him throwing all that harder that break him down, because it take way more out of you to throw a power shot and miss. And throw a power shot and land, whoop, and then he don't mind going. And I noticed that when you do box and move on the outside, you don't give the same look. Like you'll go out, and the first time, whoop, you'll go past him, you'll go slide, and then sit. The next time you do it, slide, walk, then sit.
Yeah,
so like it's 2 this over here. This one's 3 and 2 walks, 2 steps of walk. Like keep doing that. That's a pro thing. So when you turn pro, make it harder for guys to catch up to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, you evolving just fine at the right pace, man.
Thank you. That's why I say I'm very versatile, because, like I said in the beginning, I've been put in this position, with my coaches, with my dad, they all got like just molded me into one of the best shapes, that I feel is in boxing right now. Like just sparring like a Demetrius Ballard, Lamont Peterson, Sean Porter, things like that. I've been taught, okay, to do that type of stuff and to mix it up, because I already know it's been times where I didn't mix it up and I got caught with like some of the meanest shots. So it's like, I gotta, so it's like it could just come naturally to me now because I'm already used to doing those type of things. So that's why I was saying I really feel like very versatile. I can do both. And to your point, a lot of big dudes like our size, especially because most of the time I'm gonna be taller than my opponents. A lot of them tall people, they can't work on the inside. And that's how I be surprising them, because they like, dang, this big boy can work on the inside too. Yeah, I can do it all.
And that'll only evolve as you keep going and start to become, especially as you start to turn pro and get to 4 and then 8 and then 13 and then 17, where you start to turn that corner of becoming a complete pro the best way you can. Like becoming. That's always been. I've always heard old pros say trying to become a complete pro, and that's going to be a thing. But you're experiencing the same cheat code that a lot of us experience, where we're in a hotbed of boxing with our state, and there's always somebody coming up right next, and then you got so many good guys like Damon and Alontes and Big Meech who don't care about, oh yeah, man, I'll show you, yeah. So when you do that, just do this. But when you do that, make sure don't do that. But because if he slides, then he's gonna do this. So you want to go around and do that, but look for this though. And they don't mind giving up the game. They don't mind saying these things. And then because some states don't have that. Some people don't. They don't get that, and that is priceless. And then, looking in your eyes, I could tell like you're the type that not too gung ho on yourself. Like, okay, I'm coming along, I'm doing all right, but I could get better with this, and this. That's my next thing. Okay, cool. And then that will take you much further. Just that mindset alone, keeping that, no matter how far, that will take you as far as you want to go.
Yeah. How old are you again?
I'm 22. I'll be 23 next year in July.
Okay, that's what's up, man. July. Our birthday is the same day, right? July 3rd.
July 4th.
Yeah, we was mad close.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. I ain't never gonna forget again. We was mad close. But I wanted to ask you, as a kid, like growing up in boxing, because like it takes so much to be in these camps and be in the gym. How did you balance like boxing, school, life, having friends? How was that experience for you?
So my thing always was boxing come first, no matter what it was. Even before school, like my parents, they sometimes they would be a little upset at me because my grades would be slipping, things like that. But my thing was always boxing first. If I had homework to do, but it was gym time, I was skipping out on the homework. I was going to the gym. Yeah. Parties, homecomings, girlfriends, things like that. Gym was first, and everybody knew it, no matter what it was. So like I could be hanging with some of my friends, and it's gym time, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's gym time and y'all want me to do something, I can't do it. I gotta go to the gym. Yeah. Boxing
Please
was
stay
always first.
Please stay that way.
First.
Did you lose friends because of that, or you got like a solid group of guys that was like, okay, I respect his hustle?
I feel like I always made the like some of the best of friends, like my brother Sai, Lloyd, Jabari, Jordan, like those people. All my friends, always make sure my friends are always doing something. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had some friends that was in the streets and, doing things like that, but they always understood what my mission was. They knew I can't hang with you, you know what I'm saying? Because we not on the same type of time.
And a lot of them don't want you hanging with them. Like, man, I bet not catch you out here, bro. Get your ass to the gym.
Exactly. And that's how it would be. Like, they wouldn't even offer me to hang with them because they already know what time it is. They know what I'm doing. So all my friends, you know what I'm saying? And then even friends that I don't hang with, they always respected, what I was doing, respected my grind and things like that. So I also feel like that really helped me as well.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's a good job. Yeah. Good job. Very respectable.
I mean, please, should keep that same mindset, bro.
It's hard.
First. Don't make it harder than it need to be when you start to get higher up. Whether it be amateur, matter of fact, I'll keep it that way. From the amateur to when you turn pro, because now you're building a resume, especially in December. You go to U.S. Championship and you place. Now that resume, you have a serious resume along with everything else that will be padded on it till you're ready to go. That you put on that table, and now they calling your number, saying, "Well, this is what we could give. This is what we can do. This is how we want to move you, whatever." When all of these things begin to come, like for different friends of mine, I've noticed that it was too much for him. Damon came on here before. He was talking about the bubble, how people got caught up in it and things like that. Yep. And for me, I was always the same as you, like, yo, Junior, don't we better not catch you out here going home or whatever. Or I always loved being in the gym more. Even if I didn't feel good, I still was there at the gym.
Exactly.
It was just where I wanted to be. So, and I didn't allow. I'll give you a line from this movie called Blue Chips. It's a movie called Blue Chips with Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway, where they're playing college ball. And it's based on true events. But Nick Nolte's the coach. And he's losing. He's a big time coach. He used to win a lot. Now he's losing. So now he's about to start paying players to keep things going. And one of his players shaved points. And he goes to his dorm and he said, Tony, open the door. It's me. He hits the door and he grabbed Tony and put him up against the wall. And he said, nah, man, I ain't do it. He said, man, don't lie to me, Otis. And he said, yeah, man, it was just once. It was just once. And he said, son, you just took the purest thing in your life and you corrupted it. And for what? And now you can't take it back now. It'll never be the same. And I always, besides the other people around me and the things that I saw growing up in the gym, that always stayed in my mind too. And no matter whether it was any accomplishment I got with boxing or whether it was the, podcast, anything, I just always try to stay. That's Lil Silk from down the street. That's Junior from Hillcrest, or whatever. Just don't let as many things that's going to come your way. Don't let nothing take away from it. I'm just a kid who want to box. I'm just a kid who want to box, man. Now, I got some things that now pays off my hard work, but I'm not letting it distract me. I'm just a kid who wants to box. I'm just Sugar She from DC, from Headbangers, who want to box. That's it.
That's exactly why.
You keep that, you'll be fine.
Yeah. That's exactly why I was saying I love my support team because, like my pops, my mom, my family, they make sure, especially my pops, they make sure that I'm able to just do it like that, just box. Like, even with, like, okay, I got a Sugar She shirt on, or a lot of people might want a Sugar She shirt. I tell them go straight to my pops. And he handle that. You know what I'm saying? He makes sure everything else is good. He makes sure everything is straight. So I'm able to just box. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the ring, but outside the ring, I got a whole bunch of other people that's helping me with this whole process. Exactly. I'm still able to just do exactly what I love. I don't have to, worry about where this money is coming for this trip or what I'm going to do for certain people, how these people going to get these tickets and things like that. Everything, if I need something, Pops got it. He get it done, and I can just go in the ring, and I'll be good. So I feel like that's one thing like a lot of fighters are missing. You need somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need somebody that can make sure that all you have to do is box. Like, okay, for example, I went to the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano fight because as y'all know, Franchon Cruz, she got undisputed on there.
Shout out Big Sis.
Yeah, you already know. So she put me right. Franchon, Big Sis, she always got me with her. She always showing me new experiences, everything. I'm very thankful for her. And so we was out there, and I seen she had like I've never seen her before. Her name is Agnes. She's I think she was like her manager for when she fights. She made sure everything was straight. She made sure we had our tickets. She made sure everybody else had their tickets. Everybody had their hotels. Everything was good. It was to the point where even though, Franchon, she was still, tripping a little bit, but all she had to do was fight. So it was like, she had her people around and her husband, of course, Glenn. Everybody was around her just to make sure that all she had to do was just fight, no stress, no nothing. So it was like, once I seen that, I was like, yeah, I gotta make sure I have mine just like this. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was just like, after that, I was like, yeah, I gotta do it like that.
Yeah, so you definitely ain't taking care of your business. Sounds like your pops, he's like the manager of the team.
Yeah, he my right-hand man. He's my right-hand man. Whenever I'm stuck and I don't know what to do or anything like that, I can always go to my pops. He always tells me, like, hey, this, that, and the third. And one thing about me, I'm a good listener, and I also learn from other people's experiences. Yeah. So he'll tell me something that he already been through, and I already know I don't have to go through that because I already know the outcome. Exactly.
Now, looking at your career as an amateur, what are some things you want to accomplish still as an amateur before you do turn pro?
Right now, the only thing on the books is going to an international tournament and fighting international. That's the only thing. Because, in the pros, you fighting people from all around the world.
Right.
Mexico, Canada, Russia,
Ireland.
and exactly anywhere.
Mhm.
And it's a lot of people, like, you're not even really thinking about it, because it's like millions of boxers all around the world.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, we just tend to focus on the people that's like, kind of higher up, or maybe even the little people that's just a little under them if you really follow boxing.
Mhm.
But you don't be thinking about that little Irishman that's 5-0. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Might be on the come up, might not. You never know what could happen in their life. So it's like, I want to be able to fight against that. So I know at least I had that experience against that, and I know, like, okay, I know how these people fight. I fought against it before.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I'm glad you said that, because I never give a Gary ass. I'm with Sweet G, Al, Antonio, whatever. And these Russian dudes, man, we about to spawn these mugs. Like the same Junk Lomachenko dude. I ain't
Yeah.
never seen this. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, what he
and
doing?
then, and Sweet G told me, he said, bro, I think it was the World Championships. He told me, he said, man, he fought this one dude, and the dude was super low coming up and everything. He was telling me how he went down every single country and how he was like certain guys who like, for instance, you might have, like, you see it in Mexico a lot, the Olympic guard guys will pull up Marquez, Marquez, pull like this, but in England, you'll see they'll do this all the way out here, all the way out, and they just do this and turn it, like, instead of hook off the jab and turn like that,
They just
do
turn
that.
they just turn the
Boom,
hook.
and it'd be like a pole, like, in your face. And then, like, the Irish dudes, a lot of time, I used to think, like, they were just straightforward fighters, but I had to learn, like, oh, they straightforward fight, but really it's their feet. They coming in straightforward. They not moving their head, but they feet, they might slide their left foot over here, or they might move in and then sidestep or whatever, and things like that. Like, you start learning a lot and picking up on a lot of things. Like, okay, Cubans, we already know they don't throw no hooks, no uppercut. Everything is long. 9 times out of 10, they're going to throw everything long, distance control. The only time they're going to throw a hook is if they really got it and they trying to spin out.
Exactly,
Son, oh, my God.
Man, tell me. And it's like, people will tell you, everything like that, but you don't get the full effect until you in the ring with them, and you like, okay, now I see what everybody was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because then you get the experience it for yourself, like those punches coming at you, how to defend it, how to use your offense against it, things like that. So that's the only thing on my bucket list.
For sure.
International tournament.
What was that vibe like after you and Quincy both won? And y'all standing with the belts?
It was lit, man. I ain't gonna lie. Just because, like, we had 3 people from Headbangers on the Washington Golden Glove team. You know what I'm saying? And one person lost, and me and Quincy were actually the only 2 from the Golden Glove team, the Washington, D.C. Golden Glove team, to win the whole tournament. We had 2 that placed bronze, was Shaquille and Demetrius Lewis. But other than that, me and Quincy was the only ones. So it was like, I feel like, out of history, that's crazy. And like, we pretty much, like, I wouldn't say we the first or the only ones, but we are amongst a few that have done it. 2 people in the same year from the same gym win the whole thing. That's big. I feel like that's real big. So it was lit, right? You know what I'm saying? We finally got to get some grub, after that long week. Always eating with salads. So now, we finally get some goodies and things like that. So yeah, it was fun.
So when you can't get your goodies, what you going to? What's your first go-to meal?
When I can't get my goodies, first thing, it all depends. So if I gotta lose a whole bunch of weight, I'm going to a salad with some chicken in it, like a salad with some baked chicken.
Yeah, the grill.
Do it like that. Yeah, do it like that. But if it's not like extra close to fight time, things like that, then I will go to like some type of seafood. So like some grilled shrimp, like some salmon, some broccoli, asparagus, things like that. And I just do it like that with some water, and I'm good.
I thought he about to say, I want the yams with the collard greens. Throw me the. He said, I can't get down with it.
Man, hey. When I'm not fighting, yes, sir.
He said, yes, sir.
No doubt. So who are some of your Captain H in the chat? Thanks, man. Thank you for tuning in. Who are some of your favorite fighters that you watching the game right now?
I watch a little bit of everybody. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, of course, Naoya Inoue, Usyk, Lomachenko still, Devin Haney, Teofimo. I like Tiafimo, but I don't really like his attitude like that.
Mhm.
But
He was just talking about
Tiafimo,
that
yeah,
for months.
his,
Yo,
his
telling
attitude
me.
is crazy.
Mhm.
Any fighter that you name, I probably watch
Watch.
some of their highlights and I probably study them.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's also what I think helped me with being versatile because I watch them do something crazy. I'm like, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah,
See how it go.
for sure.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
But you were experimenting. That's how you get better.
Exactly.
Was Devin just in the gym down there? At
Devin
Headbang?
ain't no. He was, I think the last time he was in the gym was when he fought down here. I think he fought in like Virginia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. He was down here. Yeah, but he ain't been in a minute though.
Right. How you feel about him and Kambosos with this rematch?
It's no point.
Exactly.
I mean, but I'm not gonna lie. Kambosos' contract was amazing for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you getting two of the biggest paydays of your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's guaranteed, like, no matter the outcome, win or lose, if you win, you get an even bigger paycheck. If
Plus
you lose,
the gate.
Exactly. So plus you lose, you still get a big paycheck anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So great, financially wise. But if we talking legacy wise, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you got punished like that, like not even like, you really just took a beating the whole time, man. He made you look silly out there.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't think it would be that wise, but this is boxing. So
right.
anything can happen at any given time. But I don't really think it was a wise decision to do so.
No, for sure. Who do you think is a good matchup for Devin in the division?
For Devin, I would say Shakur have to move up.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a great fight. I'd pay to see that.
No doubt.
Yeah, but I was telling him we would pay to see that. We the hardcore. We just want to see we love watching any fight.
Yeah.
But the casuals, they gonna try to be bored with it or it's boring, whatever.
I don't think casuals even really like Devin like that.
They don't.
Cause Devin is a skill fighter. He gonna use that jab. If the fight gonna be boring but he gonna win, it doesn't matter to him as long as he win.
Mm-hmm.
Devin is chasing legacy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're not chasing the fans, the financial part, or nothing like that. He gonna be good on that part.
Mm-hmm.
Legacy is what Devin wants. So no matter what, he wants that W. So
no, for sure.
Of course, it makes sense why casuals wouldn't really want Devin. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good ass fight though, Devin and Shakur. I think we talked about it a couple times on the show
Chess
already.
match.
the
That's
whole
a
time.
chess match
Checkmate.
all day.
Yeah.
All right, hi, it's Devin. Who's gonna win the battle of the jabs? Who's gonna get their foot placement first? Who's gonna do it? All right, who's gonna take the first step back? Who's gonna counter? Who's gonna get the counter off the counter? It's so many things you looking at. Oh my
Man,
lord.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I probably have to go there. I ain't gonna lie. Whatever you in, I probably have to go.
No doubt. I love to go to that fight. The atmosphere it'd probably be here on the East Coast, you think? No, it'd probably be in Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
It's too much
That's in
money.
Vegas,
Yeah.
Way too much money.
You don't like Loma against Devin?
No.
You don't like that fight?
No.
Why not?
At all. Devin too tall. And I think we've seen from the Loma Tiafimo, even though I feel like Loma, the only reason Loma lost that fight was because he picked it up a little too late.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Loma does good against those type of fighters that's able to box and they're that big. They way bigger than him for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like now we talking, and Devin was a little shorter than cool, but Devin taller than him, reach is way longer than his. I don't see how you getting past the jab. And if he do get past the jab, he gonna get met with something.
Yeah.
So I don't really see how he would be able to win that fight at all.
Shit, damn. Okay. Let me ask you this one. How do you feel about Usyk and Joshua the second fight?
I think Joshua needs to he need to find himself, find a love for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
It don't really look like he's doing it for himself. Look like he's doing it for other people. You can even see when he had his meltdown, he was saying everybody was talking about he don't throw punches like Rocky Marciano and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm 240. Yeah, I'm
exactly.
240.
When you explaining yourself like that, you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of pressure on him.
It just seems like you feel overwhelmed. And so I think he needs to just find love for the sport, find love for himself, and go fight a different fighter. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he could have beat Usyk, and
Yeah.
it was shown when he was on his aggressive time and he was walking him
The
back.
body shots.
Exactly, the body shots. It was taking the air out of Usyk, and I also think that Usyk wasn't even his best this time around. I think he looked way better the first time. So, I think Joshua just needs to, take his time, slow it down a little bit. Don't feel so entitled, and don't worry about what the people gonna say, because people gonna talk regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is a sport where, and we also in a time where you got a lot of trolls nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So fans are always gonna say whatever it is. At the end of the day, they still making you money. So I mean, what we talking about?
Yeah, for sure. That's a good mindset to have about
Let me
it.
touch on that. Like this is my thing about AJ. He's a good dude. Seems like he's a good dude. Like hungry, wants this, but he knows like he's still learning on the job. He ain't grow up in the gym like we did. He came when he was 19, 20. And I really believe that Usyk treated it just like Fury treated Wilder. Like, let's be real. You grew up in the gym just like I did. Your mind frame is, ain't no dude that started boxing at 20 years old whooping my ass.
Exactly.
You like, bruh, I'm thinking 3 steps ahead. You still thinking a half a step ahead. Like, nah, bro, go on about your way. So everything that Usyk did was just half the time, like 60% of it was foot placement. That's simple. There's a complexity to it, yes. But it's more complex with the smaller weight classes, how they step and all that stuff. You talking about the big guys. All Usyk was doing was 2 steps. Sometimes he'll step in, pivot out, or he would step on the outside of AJ's foot, left hand down the pipe. AJ kept leaning over, bow. Leaning over, bow, right into it.
Couldn't miss.
Couldn't miss.
Both
Even
fights.
if he tried. So this is my thing. I always go back to this example. Bink done heard me say it 1,000 times, bro.
1001. Go ahead.
The Mikey Garcia joint with Lomachenko, when they was in ESPN office, and they was like, yeah, I'd love to fight Mikey Garcia, whatever. And Bud didn't show up. They said, would you fight Bud? He said, no. And everybody looked at him like this. He said, no, too big. If he's a big guy and he knows what to do as a big guy in the ring, I lose. Looked dead at the camera and said it. And he said it when he fought Jose Pedraza. Jose Pedraza was on his game that night.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, Jose Pedraza is so big. When he fought Teofimo, watch the backstage footage. Right when he gets out the ring, walking to the back, he tells that Russian dude who's always with all the Russian fighters, he was like, it took me too long to get going. Like, you so too big and too strong. It took too long for me to finally start to get a hold of him and pivot and all that stuff, get on him. AJ could have made this fight so much more simpler by grabbing Usyk's jab. Like, okay, little guy, I'm going to start imposing that I'm bigger than you. As soon as he starts pawing that, because he would sit there, he would hit AJ's glove, then the next time he would tap it, move it out the way, left hand.
Down a pipe.
If I'm AJ, as soon as he tapping, I'm going around it and move, or I would grab his glove and move it like that authority type of thing. Then just start inching forward. And then purposely clinch this dude. Purposely clinch this little dude. Lean on this little dude.
Use your weight.
Like, man, start dropping your weight on this boy. What is you, man? My fault would have, that was my fault in that corner. My fault was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, man, this dude is coming up. What did he weigh for this fight? 221? 221
Something
and a
like
quarter.
that, 220
I said, man, this man coming up 30 pounds to you. Make him feel it. Make him feel that he coming up 30 pounds. Jab ain't got to land. Just go ahead, step and get close to this little guy. Exactly. Lock his arms up and sit your weight on this boy. And every time you do it, when you're in them clean, hit him in the thighs, hit him in the hips. That's it. Let's see how far he go. It's the first round. All right, cool. We looking at the clock. We going into number 2. Let's see how far he moving when he get to round 6, round 7. How far his legs is gonna hold him up when we keep hitting him in them thighs and them hips. Then sit there, drop your weight on this kid, man. And everything. I want everything. Instead of going from the head down, I want everything from the body up when you throw it. He didn't do none of that, bruh. I'm 35 pounds, like at the time, and even right now I'm 149. working with Jared, her big ass. Like, this dude, slim. This dude leaning on me, and I tried to pivot, like spin him, and his shoulder just dropped on my shoulder. I'm like, and I literally asked Nest on it, get your big ass off me. Like, I said that shit like pivoting. Because once again, for disclaimer, Jared never tried to use complete gentleman whenever we work with. But yeah, like that weight, like when he was walking around, when Jared was walking around at 184, 178 and shit like that, he's sparring us. He's sparring Blaze. He's sparring Pat and all of us in there. And he walking in, he gonna make you feel it. And you got that bigger man leaning on you. It wears on you. It's forcing you. If you're not used to dancing and stepping around, getting on your toes, not minding getting on your toes, walking, it will sap you. And if you sitting there throwing a flurry, I swear, anybody who made every horror film director had to be a boxing fan. Because they had to base a horror movie dude off of an Irish fighter or a Mexican fighter. Like, all right, no matter what you hit him with, he keep coming. It breaks you mentally, then physically. When you sitting there got a dude coming at you nonstop, and you hit him with something clean, damn near everything land. You turn out, and when you pivot out, this is an 18 by 18 foot ring. You see, you just pivoted on this dude, all of a sudden and right back on you.
Like Joshua was too slow to do that though, man. He looked mad slow.
If he got slow feet, then what you supposed to do is, soon as Usyk pivot out, take that big step and step your right foot over and step with him. Step with him.
He was naturally.
He was not doing it. Yeah. And please, Shug, tell me if anywhere I'm fucking up here. Please tell me that is any of this that I'm saying not that plausible here.
Nah, you right. You right.
Like, it's simple. This fight was not that difficult. It was not as difficult as he made it to be. Like, Usyk still a gold medalist. There's a dude still going, all right, this is a chess player or whatever. But it was not as difficult as he made it to be.
Exactly, which makes the point even more pertinent to why. Why did he make it so hard?
Because.
Why?
Go ahead, Sheed.
I think it was because Joshua was too caught up in trying to win gracefully.
Yes.
With
trying to prove a point.
Like, I can still win and be clean. Man, sometimes when you're in the ring, bro, you gotta get a little dirty. Sometimes you gotta step on his foot, hit him in the hip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put your weight on him, hold him so he don't move and still punch him. Right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's just what it is. That's just the sport. Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people always say there's a poor man's sport. Sometimes you gotta get dirty in there. Right. And Joshua didn't want to do that.
But that's what I was saying, because I don't know if you watched my little post before the fight. It's like I was saying he needed to do those things to win this fight. But it's like, why did he wanted to win gracefully? No. But is it his mental? Is he still messed up in the mental?
He's too worried about what the fans are going to think.
Thank you.
That's his problem.
Because the whole thing leading up to that fight, he's a Frank Bruno. He's a new Frank Bruno. This big bodybuilder. He got tired of hearing that mess. And then he thinking, remember what he said after the first fight? Oh, I thought I was went, which is bullshit. I don't care. All these fighters out here, stop believing these. Thank you.
You know when you're losing. You know when you're losing.
You are getting legally assaulted. You know when you getting your ass whooped. Like, you know when the fight's close, round for round. Like, all right, I got 2 rounds on him, and he probably got that last round. But then you know when the fight's like tight, like punch for punch tight, where at the end of one sequence, it's like, okay, 30 seconds. And you might hear your corner say 30. And you're like, okay, I got to win these last 30 seconds to leave it in the judges. Make sure leaving in the judges' mind. Like, you know when the fight's close and when the fight's tight. It's so when you winning it with no problem, but you worried about getting robbed. So you're like, okay, rounds 10 through 12, I got to close the show. Let me go ahead and box smooth 8 and 9 so I could have a little bit more for 10, 11, 12, push this kid. Like, he was so worried. He said, oh, I thought I was looking good in there. I thought I was Muhammad Ali in there, slipping punch. Bullshit. It's like, so you go into this second fight and you still was waiting too long, because it's way more exhausting to be tired and go. I say this all the time. You grow up in these gyms and you got a teacher, not a coach, a teacher. They will tell you you could be dog ass exhausted, but it's way easier to be dog exhausted and walk a dude down than it is to be dog exhausted. Am I lying, Shook? Than to be dog exhausted and having to keep a motherfucker off you. It is exhausting because it mentally drains you. Because you can sit there and be dog tired and, all right, just step this foot up, just keep on. Because it's like doing road work almost. You just like doing road work again. That last mile, you just trying to get to him, just keep pushing. Just keep walking. All right, and then drop this brick on. Leave him with this. Leave him with that. But when you're trying to keep a dude off you, it's a whole different story. You know, and he sat there, waited too long to sit there and impose that will because he should have been, oh, nah, little dude, you ain't going nowhere. Take this with you. Take that with you. Like, man, oh, yeah. Oh, this. Or when you said hit him in the clinches, like, stepping on people's foot, I had dudes who didn't like that I moved, like, dance around the ring, whatever. They was trying to step on my foot, bruh. Like, or one of the things that Suge said about clinching a guy, your coach may tell you, you know how some guy, they'll say, you got some referees, there are physical referees where they'll say break. But you got some referees that are, and the amateurs is different. They're more militant. It's stop, box, and whatever. But when you in the pros, you got some militant ones that will be like, box, you know, come together, whatever, things like that. So when you do it, you might be like, all right, I'm in the clinch. Nah, I'm gonna sit on you. Lean on them until the referee forces you to break. Like, you'll lean, break. All right, you break off. Exactly. Then the referee hold. All right, now and you pushing forward, and then like you giving that insert. Like, yeah, I'm gonna push it. I'm not gonna go all the way back here. Like, if the mic is the referee's hand, like you doing this, and then you all right. As soon as he move, then you right back on him instead of backing all the way off. He didn't do that
at all. And you got to think, you know, the referee got to give you about 3 warnings.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They got to tell you 3 times about one thing though.
Right.
So really, you know what I'm saying? You could be doing different things.
12 different warnings in there.
Exactly. Glove. Don't stick your arm out. Okay.
Exactly.
Start tapping it.
You can always finesse it, and that's one of my favorite fighters. And you know, I talked to him before as well. B-Hop. That's what made him. You know, be able to fight as long as he did because he learned all the finesse moves, all the slick moves, you know, all the dirty tricks and things like that. You need those,
especially coming from prison and Philly. Yeah. He learned everything.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you about that in 1 second, but guys, we got the phone number posted on the screen. If you guys want to call in and talk to Nasheed, Sugar Sheed, go ahead and call in. But let me set it up. Y'all gonna hear like a dial tone. That's just me setting up the call feature real quick. Give me 1 second.
All right, now back out the way. Man, we talking. All right, bro. So, Dave, go back to it.
So, you know, like B-Hop, man, you know, he was able to fight for so long because he learned all the slick moves, all the tricks. You know, the hit in the hips, hold you right quick, keep you right there, you know, box you. He learned all the actual, you know, what the judges is looking for, everything, how to make a fight entertaining and everything. It was like, if you know what I'm saying, if you gotta fight, you gotta have that side to you as well. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that side where you can fight dirty and you can make it ugly. I'd rather have an ugly win than a pretty loss.
Exactly.
So, you know, I feel like that's exactly what he was lacking. Joshua, he was cool with that pretty loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, yeah, he had a little meltdown, but you gotta understand, my coach tell me this all the time. Like, because me, I'm a sore loser. So if I lose, I'm crying, I'm pouting, you know, I'm upset, everything. And my coach would tell me, he was like, why you upset? You chose this outcome. You could have changed that fight. You was in the fight. You could have changed it.
You made these mistakes in round 2 and things like,
So what we going to do is we going to get back to the gym and we going to keep working. So that's exactly what he needed to do. It's from that first fight, it was the same thing. He made little to no changes. He made little to no changes.
Steal your spotlight, son. All right, go ahead, shoot.
He made little to no changes.
Up, my fault.
He made little to no changes from the first to the second fight. And I don't understand that at all. How you get it, you know, you blame the trainer, you get a different trainer, you know, you do all of this. And, you know what I'm saying? But you do the same thing? Come on. That's you can't blame that on nobody but yourself.
And then
but don't they always say though, like I hear people saying in boxing, like when you get into a sticky situation, you always revert back to what you know.
That's very true. But
especially when you tired.
but see, I don't even think he was that tired.
I don't think he was that
I
tired
don't think
either.
he was
The
that tired. I
second
think
fight,
Usyk
yeah.
was way more tired than Joshua
Yo, he
was
Because
in that
those
second
three,
fight.
but
It was
that body
frustration?
shot assault.
Yes.
Yes.
It was frustration.
Yes.
He was frustrated because one, I think he was frustrated, and two, I also felt like he had like a false sense of confidence that he was like lying to himself. I don't think he was honest with himself because in his corner, you could hear him say, "Hey, you winning this fight. You winning the fight." No, you wasn't.
Yeah.
You was not winning the fight. And you need to know, if I'm in the ring and I know I'm losing my fight and my coach is telling me I'm winning the fight, I need a different coach. You know what I'm saying?
Bullshit.
My coach is always keeping 100 with me. Hey, look, you lost that round.
Hey, man, we need these next two.
We need, exactly. That, every time I was fighting, for the most part, I fought 4 times in the Nationals. First 3 fights, I lost every first round. They told me, coach, hey, you got to walk. You need these last 2. Time to work. And that's exactly how I want to fight. How I'm going to win a fight if I lose the first round? Hey, you won this fight, keep doing what you're doing. Come on, bro.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah, exactly. It don't make
even make
sense.
sense.
Especially
Yeah.
when you
You know
get hit
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
face and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like now one, you battling with yourself because you like, I feel like I lost that round. But my
Right.
coach is telling me I won.
Right.
When you know you lost and your coach tell you lost, you don't even got to go through that.
Right.
That's alleviated because you already know, like, all right, boom, I lost that round.
Right.
Let me get to the next one. Now I got to win it.
Now you in the ring after the fight, delusional. Man, I won that fight.
Exactly.
I won that fight. Y'all know I won that fight.
Exactly. No, bro, you know you lost.
Yeah, and my thing is like, you got fighters that lead a coach or whatever. Rob McCracken is a really good coach. He was a good fighter too, but
Shout out Ocala Eats in the chat, the best boxing
That's
podcast. Thank you.
hola
Thank you.
prima,
sir.
te amo prima. That's my cousin. That's Ace.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So,
Shout out Ace.
you gotta understand that I can't stand it when fighters, when you want to get all these secrets from your teacher, all these things, but once it don't go one way, it's the coach's fault, and you want to roll out on them. That is some sucker junk to me. And AJ, when it goes to the meltdown part, y'all gotta understand. Not saying that, AJ was right with what he did. You want to maintain your composure a little better. But this man got a whole nation, took this kid from the hood in England who was fighting a case to gold medal. What did I just tell Shug about 30 minutes ago? About it come at you so fast. And he tried to stay in the same apartment with his mom for as long as he could. Cause he didn't want to leave. But he handled it all so well because he was real. He wasn't fake about it. But yet he still was a true champion, like a class. He still handled himself with class, with or without the belts. But y'all gotta understand something, man. This game that we play, this brutal game that some of the guys that are older than us aren't the same anymore. There's so much in your head. There's so much on it. You could just imagine what AJ probably had in his head going through, leading up with this and that. And it's so many things that I done seen fighters go through before they hear time to walk. Before they hear 15 minutes till walk, they done dealt with so much bullshit.
Yeah.
Getting to the dressing room to the point where once they get to the arena, everything is peaceful for them. People don't hear that. People don't understand that. And he still made sure Usyk, he still immediately recognized his wrong and spoke highly of Usyk.
Yeah.
And everything. Immediately recognized his wrong, came back out there. And even when he was walking out mad the first time, he's giving autographs, not turning down a soul.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Taking
walking
pictures
around
with
mad.
people, everything.
Yes, ma'am. And taking the pictures and stuff. Y'all gotta stop with this. But of course, y'all, it's a lot of y'all who ain't never experienced that 3 minutes that got the most to fucking say.
Yep.
And it be killing me when y'all do that because you're not gonna say that to nobody's face.
Of course.
You're not gonna do it.
That's why they got the internet. You
Yeah.
know, that's exactly why they
Yeah.
got the iPhones. They on Twitter. You know, they on
Nah, for
Instagram.
real.
You know,
Yeah.
For
that's
real.
exactly why.
And y'all gotta sit there and just stop. Let that man be. Let him be. Keep it between, like, for instance, I'll give an example, and BINK knows everything that happened with this with me. I'm still getting calls for interviews about what happened with Jared and my uncle. Non-stop. Till this is how long since that J-Rock fight? Over 3 years now?
Yeah,
4 years?
it's been a
I'm
minute.
still getting calls trying to, oh, what happened with this, that, and the third. And every time somebody's talked to me, I've always said, I'll tell you whatever you want to know when it goes from the 36 minutes. If it ain't got nothing to do with them 36 minutes in that square, I ain't got nothing else to talk about with you. We talking about the tactics, like how we talking right now about the feet and all that other stuff. I ain't nothing else to talk about with you. And you can't sit there and kick somebody, you know, when they down. Just let that man be. Let him be. He handled himself with y'all praised him and then talk trash about him even when he was doing right and doing all this stuff good. Let
Yep.
that man be, man. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all just ain't got a lot of cameras on y'all. Not even to this extent. In here. And done did some corny mess. So let that AJ be. But back to that to round, man, I don't understand it, man. I don't mean he could have leaned on him purposely, leaned on to the point where Usyk goes down and he put him in that headlock and cut his window off.
So many things.
So many to cut his window off. As soon as he grab his hand, grab it and move it out. As soon as you throw it, man, move it out, like give him that authority. Like, I'm stronger than you.
He had to impose himself,
yeah.
impose his size and his will on Usyk, and he never did it in 2 fights. I don't want to see him fight Usyk ever again.
Hey, for real.
Ever again.
I want to know what coming into the fight. I want to know what the game plan was.
Man, what?
Shit.
I want to
Man,
know
what?
like what was they saying? Like, okay, we gonna do this, we gonna do. I want to know. I want to know that.
And when he did what he was supposed to do, we like, what the fuck is he doing? Keep doing it. Keep doing body shots.
Immediately,
Like,
probably
oh,
like
God.
he did it for probably like what 1 or 2 rounds.
The first 2 rounds.
And it was
Yeah.
effective. It was her, like, you saw Usyk.
It was the first 2
whole
rounds, and then the
time,
9th
yeah.
round. First 2 rounds, and 9th round, and then it was done. He was gone after that. He never,
Honestly, I think if he would have did that the whole fight, who'd have got him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yup.
think he would have stopped.
He
At
hurt
least
bad
made
in
him
the
take a
9th.
knee.
Yeah.
At least made him take a knee.
You saw his mouth do that in the 9th round. He couldn't breathe for a little bit, and he jumped on him. And then he ain't have enough in the round. Then the 10th round. Give that 10th round to Usyk, though. Got to.
Yeah.
Because he fought his ass off. After being that hurt,
Yeah.
that was all hard for me.
Oh, trust me. When Usyk went home that night, he was in a lot of pain. From that rest of that night to when he woke up the next day, I'm pretty sure he peed a little bit of blood and like his ribs and stuff was in a lot, like that aching, crumbling pain where it's kind of hard to lay down a little bit in certain ways. I'm pretty sure he dealt with that because the shots that he was getting hit with, not all of them was through the target, like sinking in. Just touch him. That lets you know just how big AJ is, how much weight gain he had on him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to meet him to see how big he is in person.
Yeah, no
Like,
boy.
Slim, like man, some tell me he turned sideways.
Get in the ring with him,
That-
right? quick,
now,
see
let
what
me-
happens.
Let me ask you about that. So you fighting at 175, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, amateur a little bit different.
Yeah.
But who do you see yourself? Like, could you see yourself going up to heavyweight when you turn pro eventually down the road in your career?
No.
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 Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
No, I'm asking because you just looked
no.
at, you just kind of sized up Joshua. I'm just want to see because it's, shit.
So
No.
like, of course, you know what I'm saying. Of course, I feel like I can get in the ring with anybody. Of course.
Yeah.
Like, and even
Skill for
you know what I'm
skill.
saying. Yeah, even like sparring wise, I feel like I could do that. But when we talking, that money, my legacy, things like that,
And body
No.
damage and
exactly,
brain
yeah,
damage.
Right.
because I'm 75 in the amateurs.
Mhm.
And the pros, me and my coaches, we always talk about it. Might start out fighting at 68.
68. I was just about to ask you that. Yep.
So really, whenever I think about like professionally, my weight class is more than likely gonna be 68 till I can't no more. 75, 201. That's it.
I got you. I got you.
Like
got you.
cruiserweight and then stay. Yeah,
exactly.
I got you.
And then stay in between like light heavyweight and cruiserweight. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they coming out with another weight class.
Bridgerweight.
Yeah, exactly. Bridgerweight. Like 189 or something like that.
Something crazy like that.
That's easy because I walk around at 89.
It was like 205 or something. It's 2 something, ain't it? Bridgerweight. 200 or 205, something like that.
No, I think it's gonna be like. I think he's right. I think it's gonna be
180.
like because 201. They will have to if they're gonna do it into 200. That means they will have to intertwine it with heavyweight because heavyweight is 201 up.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I was. It's something in between like that.
You know. So
but, speaking of light heavy, because I pulled it up, I wanted to ask you about it because
you watch Anthony Yard?
Of course.
Yeah,
that's why I got it pulled up. So I'm looking at the rankings. We got Bivol, Betty Biev, Ramirez, Zerto, Callum Smith, Brown.
I actually
Joe
talked
Smith.
to Callum Smith when we was out.
For real?
Yeah, I talked to him.
How was that?
It was cool. You know, of course, asked him for a picture. I said, "Hey, don't you fight light heavyweight now?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "If you ever need some work,
yeah,
I'm your man."
There
I was
you
letting
go.
him know,
There you
look,
go.
I'm
Ain't no
number
telling what
yeah,
you can
I'm number
learn.
one contender in the USA. You know what I'm saying?
Very smart.
We can get some work in. He was just like, "All right, bet." You know, he kind of brushed it off, but it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping off it. But if he's still up there when I'm coming up, he better get out my way.
Because he just knocked somebody out over there.
Yep.
He just had a fight knock somebody out.
Right? It was on the same card.
It was on the same card.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this division. Like, who would you want to fight out of this division? Bivol, Betty Biev.
All of them.
You want to get all of them?
All of them. If they still there while I'm there, they gotta go.
Nah,
you know
sure.
what I'm saying? I would really want to face if I had to choose R to B to B because I feel like he the boogeyman of the division. So like, you know, he knocking everybody out. He like 16 KOs. 18 KOs. Well, he got like 2 or 3 belts. Yeah. You know, so
he got 3 belts now, I think.
Yeah, I feel like I want to fight him because, you know,
challenge yourself.
I feel like boxing should always be the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? Like it started off a gladiator sport and it still should be a gladiator sport. Yeah, you know, it's still a business, of course, and you know you want to make your money, but I want to fight for legacy. I want to be known as one of the greats, if not the greatest, to ever lace them up. So of course, I want the best.
No doubt. Because once again, down we meeting someone else who has that same mindset where the old fighters I grew up around, I never once heard them ever mention money. They said, we gonna get paid anyway, and if I keep doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm gonna keep getting paid more and more. So why am I gonna? The money gonna come regardless. I don't spend crazy anyway, so I'm okay. I know the money gonna come. You know, now when I'll try to negotiate. You know, the gate and the pay-per-view percentage and merchandise and license and whatever. But either way, it's a lot better than where I was. You know, like that's how they used to. I swear, like that's how they used to talk. Like. I never once heard them be like, unless it was some real bull crap on the deal, you know. Nah, I always heard them like, nah, if I keep doing, I want to fight. And when I keep fighting, if I keep doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm going to get more money anyway.
Anyway, it's going to come with the territory. And that's why I really, you know, I respect Devin Haney's decision to fight Kambosos because I heard that contract was terrible.
It was bullshit.
Yeah.
I heard that contract was terrible. And I heard, like, I think even his dad probably was like, man, I don't even why are we taking this fight? Exactly. And he like, man, we're not fighting for money. We're fighting for legacy. Money gonna come. Right. Look at him now. Undisputed champ. I think the youngest undisputed champ to ever, you know what I'm saying, exist. So it's like, you know, you making history, that money gonna come regardless.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think he getting like 10 mil for the next fight, for the fight they about to do now. So
flat rate
money to me.
Flat rate. No, so what's that? After international tax, after that, he probably still walking and then giving his people one. So he giving everybody 1 million. So hey, he's still walking away. Low ball side 6.5. Like,
hey, 6.5. I'm taking care of the
whole thing. Oh my God.
And let me ask you this real quick, bro. So you being a natural 175, how did you feel about Canelo going up and fighting Bivol? Did you give him any chance to beat Bivol?
Good question.
I did because I never actually seen Bivol fight.
Oh, for real?
So that was my first time watching Bivol fight. So I was like, oh, who is this random dude? I was like, okay, I already know what's gonna happen. Canelo gonna get him and everything. But when I seen him fight and it started off, I was like, he's a little composed. Yeah. Like he taking his time. he not everything Bivol did that night was basic.
Yup.
It was basic boxing.
Yup.
Down the pipe. He wasn't throwing no hooks, barely was throwing body shots, 1-2s, step arounds, boxing him. And I was like, damn, I might need to start watching him a little more. You know, like he got a good style, and you know, he's strong too. He was able to, you know, stay calm, keep his composure, you know. He probably got cold a couple. I'm sure his arm was hurting. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like after all of that, I was just like, yeah, I like dude. I like the way he fight. You know
and he imposed his size and will on Cinnamon.
Yeah.
And you could see Cinnamon getting frustrated.
Yeah, you can
try to squat him.
You can see him getting upset. You can see it in his face. Even in his boxing style, it changed up.
Yeah.
You know when Canelo started getting upset when he not walking down no more. He like, man, what?
And when he do that, this
exactly,
and walk
yeah,
and
he
walk
start
off.
walking around. Yeah, you know exactly when he getting upset when he do that.
You know what I know is, you know how he do that thing where he either goes, he might most of the time do right hand, but he go pop out and he shoots the 6 real wide coming this way.
Yeah.
And he land on, and when he didn't see Bivol move or he didn't see Bivol phased, and I literally saw him through the 6. First one was on arm, second one was on the glove, and Bivol was just never moved, just caught it.
That shot normally moves a lot of guys.
Moves guys. And you saw Cinnamon do this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. For real.
Like he dropped this. I swear to God, he did it.
He so shit.
Like you could see it, and that told me right then and there. And then Eddie not telling him nothing to adjust was the other big telltale, because that's starting to be the knock on Eddie, that unless the fight is going exactly to the game plan, there's no adjustment, there's no plan B that Eddie has for his fighters.
Yeah. A lot of these coaches, not saying that he's a bad coach, but
a
lot of these coaches, I don't think they would be where they at if they didn't have that good of a fighter. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, the coaches just be relying on, you know, the fighter's ability to do certain things and to adjust and their power, their speed and things like that, but not actually being able to be there under the fire and let him know, like, hey, look, we need to make this adjustment. We need to, all right, this game plan not work. We need to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, as a fighter, going through that game plan in that camp for however long you've been through is nothing worse than doing that and then getting in a fight and it don't work. Yeah. So it's like, all I did, you know, all that training I did, I gotta do something else now. And I've been doing that for 8 weeks. This what I know. You know what I'm saying? This forefront of my mind. But having a coach that's able to let you know, okay, fuck it. It don't work. Let's get to it in the next one. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it.
Or tell you, look, let's relax. These next 2 rounds, we're going to reset. All I want is a lot of feints, the jab. Keep walking this kid. We're going to get that. Let's get settled in with that first, this next round or 2. Then we're going to go from there, all right? But we're going to switch it up, all right? Like, sometimes some coaches will tell you that, especially if you just coming off of being buzzed. They'll tell you that. Or if the game plan not working, like, all right, this is what we're going to do. I need you to work the jab, and then the second round, work your jab at every angle now, and then we're going to reset and then do this, that, and the third. And, like, I don't see that with a lot of that's when you know if it's a coach or a teacher. Exactly. Those moments right there, like, shout out to Panama. I never get one of the tricks Panama. Oh my God, he messed my knee up. He literally, like, cut off my foot and stuck his knee on the outside, right next to mine.
Oh, man, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bro, he hit
exactly
my
what
knee.
You're talking about.
I thought I tore my meniscus.
Oh, nah. Yeah, nah.
Hey.
Oh, my God. Man, it's like you can say, I heard that. I can't go nowhere.
He threw a hook with it too, didn't
yup.
And then see, and it make you look like I just got hit with a crazy punch. No, it hurt my leg.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
if y'all guys still in the chat, call in. Let's get a call in for my man Nasheed, man. Ask him some questions. National Golden Glove champ right here.
Yes,
sir.
indeed. And conducts himself very well. Y'all respect that. Y'all got to sit there, start giving these guys, whether it's anything, not just boxing, anything, but especially boxing, because of the way I grew up was be a champ with or without the belts. Be a true champion. Like had you helping, what could be more cooler than doing what you do in the ring? And you got it, and you might accidentally, but I'm sorry, man, but whatever, help her with the bags or whatever, things like that. And y'all need to start know the difference between keeping it real and being ignorant. Know the difference.
Yep.
Like she been up here keeping it straight, like keeping all right. Yeah, man. Sometimes you get hit with certain shots, or sometimes this happened, or whatever. Keeping it straightforward with you, and still has the confidence to say, yeah, I believe I could belong with this guy. And you want that out of your young champ. Some guys don't develop that at all. They, especially when they get arrogant, they don't develop it at all.
Yeah.
Or they have it and they lose it. So, just make sure y'all tip y'all hat to them when y'all see them out there in the street, man. Like, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep stay the way you are, things like that. Because sometimes it feels good to hear. It feel even now with me, like I still feels good to hear people say that or say at the BINK, like, man, I like how y'all conduct yourself, how y'all treat the fighters and all things like that. And how Julian remembers those tough sparring sessions, things like that, telling the truth. That stuff really makes you sleep good at night. So, because a lot of these fighters, especially when you from a boxing hub type city, they going in there.
We got a question in the chat right now.
They just
From
going in there
Ocala
with all
East.
heart. Oh, okay. Oh, Lord, it's Prima.
From Ace. She said, just for you, she said, I just want to know who was the boxer that inspired you to fall in love with the sport?
The boxer that inspired me to fall in love with the sport. If I'm being 100% honest, there was no boxer that made me fall in love with the sport. So when I was a kid, my dad put me in Taekwondo. And I used to, of course, I was a 2-time national champion in that. So I was really good. And then I stopped. And I started watching TV and I seen UFC and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. I think I want to do this. But I was like, all right. My dad, he used to wrestle. He was a 2-time state champion in wrestling and everything like that. So I was like, okay, I know some of the wrestling from him. I got the legs. I just don't have no hands. So I'm like, all right, I gotta, at least get the hands before I even move into the MMA part. So, went to that and when I went into it, I just fell in love with the whole thing. Like, I always loved to fight since I was a youngin', and gladly I had good parents and good family that, that put me in a predicament where I can express that I love fighting, but in a good way. And, not in the streets and, messing myself up and things like that. So once I got into the sport, I just loved everything about it, except for getting hit at first.
That's what Jeff was saying.
Once I was getting hit, I was like, I don't really know if I like this no more. But it was always just fun to me. I loved everything about it. Still do, the grind, everything. So it was just easy for me to just fall in love with the sport. So but I think the person that I would probably say helped the most was Lamont Peterson.
Okay.
Of course. He
you
helped me
already
too.
know.
He helped me too.
Seeing him fight Amir Khan,
Bruh.
Man, it was just like, this, man.
It was like a
crazy.
movie.
It was
like a movie, bro.
Man. And it just, like experiencing that, being there, I was like, dang, you see like all these smiles that he put on people's faces. He helping providing for his family, the coaches, everybody
for
just
years
so
to come.
happy for him. It's like, I want to be that guy.
You know
what I'm saying? So if I had to choose, it would definitely be Lamont Peterson.
That's what's up. Big up Lamont Peterson, man. Big up Lamont Peterson.
Man, that's to the point where I was just saying, like, Lamont was one of them dudes where he took the stars and bars in there with him when he went in there. Like, everything he did at that certain point in time where it was like, all right, I can't box no more. I got to dig. That's all DC heart coming out of him. That's all that's all coming out of him right then and there. And that's what you got, certain guys that's what they take with them. And she's one of them. Y'all, when you go to nationals, that stuff go through fighters' heads sometimes.
Yeah.
So y'all make sure y'all tip your hat to, when you got a young fighter that's really behaving like a true champion out here, man.
Let me tell y'all a story, man. So I was still in high school. I was like 15 years old. And so when it was break time in school, like winter break, summer break, things like that, in my gym, we got 2 sessions. You got the afternoon session and you got the morning session with the pros. So I'm like, okay, anytime I got a break, anytime I'm not in school, I'm trying to go in the morning instead of trying to be with the pros because, you know, I can learn more from them. And so sometimes, you know, they would have me in there sparring, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't go hard on me, things like that. But this one particular day. Lamont was in there, and I forgot what fight he was getting ready for, but he was getting ready for a fight. And I don't know why, but he was like, get in there. And I was like,
excuse me, sir? Excuse me, sir?
I was like,
excuse me, sir?
I was like, all right, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm taking my time, putting my stuff on and all that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm taking my time. He already put his rounds in. Yeah. So I guess I'm just gonna get mine on the back end. So I'm like, all right. So I get in there. And so every time I spar like the pros and stuff like that, they always knew it was easy to get in my head. So they would always try to help me with that. And the best way to help me was they would be whooping on me and doing it. So it's like, okay, 1, I'm getting punched on. 2, you talking trash. So it's like, you know what you're doing. Like, I just couldn't help myself. So, you know, the pros that I was sparring back then, things like that, Lamont, everybody, I'm really thankful for them, you know what I'm saying, for helping me with that. Because now, you know what I'm saying, you could talk trash to me and I might talk trash back. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But so this one particular day, boom, I get in there and immediately he talking trash. I'm like, all right, you know, I know what he doing. I ain't gonna let it faze me. But I'm throwing punches at him. I can't land one of them. I can't land one. I couldn't land a single jab, nothing, no body shots, nothing. I don't even know how you move body shots, but he was doing it. Yep. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay, cool. He was like, now if I wanted to touch you, I could. I was like, what? Now I'm in my feelings now. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, man, you ain't touching nothing. I don't know what you talking about. So then he hit me with a body shot. Boom! I said, oh my God. Hey, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat that one. Okay, cool. And he said, now watch I touch the same spot. I did everything I could to keep that man right here. Man, he did it again, twice. I had to take a knee. I'm like, man, he hit so hard, bro. I'm like, I ain't never sparred nobody that hit that hard a day in my life, bro. I was only like 15. I'm like, ain't no way y'all doing this. Ain't nobody saying that. I'm like, ain't no coach telling me what to do, nothing. So at this point, I'm in my feelings. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get with him. So I'm like, some way, somehow, I'm going to get with him. So I try to swing again. And he slipped it, hit the same body shot. I had to take another knee. I said, man,
this is not my day.
I was like, bro, at this point, I'm going to have to tackle him or something like that. I did, though. I really tackled him. And you know when you having gym wars and you might fight in the gym or something like that, everybody can get in to break it up. Yeah. Nobody got in to break it up.
No.
So it was like, so I tackled him, tried to hit him, missed, and he just turned over, and it was nothing. And I was like, bro, I can't... What? You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna say nothing to me. Today. So look, I'm crying like a mug, right? I'm crying. They taking my head off. I said my head get off. Everybody coming over to me like, dapping me up, thing like that. Like, hey, bro, you good? Coach B was like, hey, suck that up, man. Go get your bag gloves on. Go hit the bag. So I hit the bag. I'm good. I'm like, dang. And then so years later, we sparred. And it was a good sparring match. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, we've been like this. We've been so close.
Y'all cool.
And it's like, wow, that was really one of my first experiences because I always looked up to Lamont. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like him being a 2-3-time world champion, being the top of the gym. Whenever you say Lamont Peterson, you know it's headbangers. Whenever you say headbang, you say Lamont Peterson. So it's like I always wanted to be that guy, especially for headbang. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I wanted to be the new. You know what I'm saying? But instead of saying Lamont Peterson, I want to just say Nasheed Sugar Sheed Smith. Mm. So us like talking now, it was just crazy. I want to share that with y'all. It was like, dang, like you really like, you know what I'm saying? You really get a whole different type of perspective when you really get in there. And you know what I'm saying? You take those whoopings, but then you able to start giving them out. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like, dang. Now I feel like, one, I'm definitely one of the top dogs in the gym for sure. Mm-hmm. And amateurs, pros,
I've heard
no matter
that.
what, I'm definitely one of the top dogs in the gym. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm one of the top dogs, if not the top dog in the nation for real.
You got the strap to prove it.
Exactly. So, but I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. It was like,
I ain't know that.
That's my all-time favorite story, bro.
I got to ask, how long did that body shot linger, dog? I know the feeling, bro.
That thing lingered the whole day. the whole day, man.
Bruh.
And I really, and if I'm really like thinking hard about it, I really don't even think he was hitting me as hard as he could.
Of course
He was
not.
toying.
But it was just like, bruh, ain't
Because he
nobody-
a pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he not trying to. Yeah,
gonna try
trust
to
me.
hurt
I
you.
know what you mean.
But it was like clean flush jinx, no matter what, it was there.
That's crazy as hell, man.
Son, I know the feeling, bro.
We gotta get Lamont on here to tell the same story.
Slim.
That'd be crazy.
I'll match story for a story. I just got out the hospital, so I'm back at Keystone.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, and like I'm in here. Oh, that means I get to run the show.
Yeah.
Hey, El Niño de Oro. Here was sugar shit. But man, it was I think I had sparred. No. Before that, I had sparred all the other fighters, all the juice fighters or whatever. So they had a pro. God, forget that pro. I don't know what happened to that dude, man. And he was like 5-0, 6-0, something like that. And he was like, I think he was 6-0 with 2 draws or something like that. But we go to work and they say, yo, can I use your son? Can I use your son's speed or whatever? You know, I'm not gonna put a lot on nothing, especially he just coming back or whatever. My dad was like, sure. So I'm gloving up, like, all right, cool. And he throwing only left hands. So I'm like, okay. I'm working with him, giving him the speed. But I thought I was only supposed to throw left hands too.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, start throwing double hands. All right, cool. So I throw a leaving right hand, pull, slide in. And I'm throwing stuff. And Dad was like, good, but don't stay there. So I already know he ready for me to pivot out. But I ain't want to do it right when he said it because, you know, he hear it. So I'm like, all right, wait. Soon as I pivot, son, he threw this whipping body shot as I'm turning.
Oh, yeah, it's like combat.
Yeah. Son, woogle. Oh, man, good body shot. Good body shot, bro. Oh, yeah. Like, that joint lingering.
Yeah.
You're like,
you don't want to move. You be stuck. Hey, man.
You can't move.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'm sorry. He said, no, because I've had because of my sickle cell, I done had a lot of surgery. So I don't really feel a lot of body shots. Only the solar plex and like liver shot, the only shot I feel. And then he threw that jump. I was like, okay, I'm fine. Woo. So I'm like, oh, hey, goodbye, Shepard. Like, you take that. Like, man. Oh, my God.
I seen so many people get like locked up off a body shot. Man, I'm going to tell you who really got me into like body shots like that. It was Ty Barnett.
Yes.
Because he hit me with a body shot. And I was like, I got to learn that. Yeah, I
grew up in the gym with him, man. Yes. Ty, man. Ty was like 15. I was like 9. He was getting ready for the Mayors. It was me, him, my dad, Daryl Coley. Daryl Coley's getting ready to fight Oscar De La Hoya. That's when I first was around Ty. I've been all the way to, I can still call him now if I need advice on stuff. Yeah, man. Ty, when he knew how to sit down on some body shots, man. He really... And like he would do a thing where he would throw his body shot, he'll land it like this. He might throw it like this one another time, but then another time, if he feel he gotta adjust, he would go change his glove trend, like go under just enough, go all the way through. Like, all right, it's not going, and he blocking it, it's going in between his arm. Like, all right, let me turn it this way and sit on that jaw. He'll throw a straight right hand. Bah, he'll make that noise. Bah,
yeah.
Bah,
it catch you, man. It catch you.
Oh, man.
Hey, yo, let me ask you real quick. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that's why, you know, if you going to box, bro, you got to love everything about it. You got to love the whole sport. You got to take
the bad days.
You got to be able to take the bad days with the goods, you know what I'm saying? Because really the bad days, they can turn into some of the greatest days you'll ever have.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? With that same body shot I got sat down with, the same body shot I done set other people down with. You know what I'm saying? I done slowed them down with. I done broke them down with it. So it's like, you know, being able to take those, you know, you got to be able to take the bad with the good. And that's what a lot of people got to learn if they really want to be to the top and go to the top and things like that.
And know what? I think those, when you was a kid and you would be crying after you get touched up in the gym, you got punished on, you be upset. I think that's a lot of the reason why you are the way you are now. And you so level-headed and able to take and learn from these experiences. Like, man, him with that body shot, Bet I'm gonna learn that, and I'm gonna catch your ass with next time we get in this joint.
Exactly.
Well said.
Yeah, like you definitely like I've only known you for a little bit, but just to listen to you talk about your maturation process and how you grew up to the man you are now, man, that's phenomenal, man, for real.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I wanted to ask you, man, because I didn't know you was doing Taekwondo. You know what I'm saying? So now it's popular with the boxers fighting the MMA guys and crossing.
I
over.
knew he was gonna do this.
Would you cross over? Would you cross over for a fight? Once you get later in your career or whatever.
Once I get later in my career, probably not.
Probably
I'm not
not.
gonna lie. Because I feel like now that's just too much, bro. Like I gotta work. I gotta focus on getting punched and kicked and knees and elbows and getting choked out. No, bro, I'm not doing that. Now I ain't gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. If the money right,
That's
you know
what
what
I'm
I'm saying.
That's
If the
what I'm
money
saying.
right, and I'm already at the end of my career anyway, you know what I'm saying. I'm just doing like little side missions in life. Then yeah, sure, you know what I'm saying. But if I wouldn't do it like in the middle of my career.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
It would have to be like towards the end. You know what I'm saying.
Right.
Probably after I retire type.
Right. And I ain't saying like no bull like Jake Paul kind of. I'm talking about to go over there and actually compete because you was actually good at it. Like would you go over there and try to compete and actually get a fight?
I would do that. I would probably do it like one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like one time. But it would. I wanted to be like against actual like UFC type fighter. Though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Not no bull drive. Not no this exhibition.
No,
like go over there and compete.
I want a real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A real one.
Bruh, I never give a fuck. I was like, hold on now. You throwing a shot and you slip it, and all of a sudden I move out the way of it, and then you miss and come back with a back elbow, bruh. Oh hell no! Here you go, Bang, you go back. All right, cool. Go take the stool, like hit this motherfucker, bro. Like, man, I know you ain't just man.
I'm telling you.
Like, but I do tell people when people because I had two friends that were black belts in Taekwondo and competed, and I used to spar them sometimes, like actual points or whatever, and see who got the most points. I think the equivalent because they don't punch as much. It's how we're taught, don't go more than 10 seconds without putting something out there.
Yeah.
They may go longer, and it might be a high knee up or whatever, they can change in guard. And I think for us, we this close throwing super fast punches, you got to react, pull, counter, whatever. And for them, I think it's the more anxiety of being this far away, and then he might throw punches, but next thing you know is this, then he might have to throw a high kick and things like that. Like each one has like certain, I guess, difficulties in their own way. I guess that's how you want to put it.
Yeah.
But ain't no way in hell I box all day long. Like he gets fun. He look at me with a shocked face every time I say, I can't play football. Cause he play football on a high level. I can't fucking do that shit. I'm rather if I want to focus on you, I'm focused on you. Why are you not minding your damn business and come over here and hit me?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? I'm trying to focus on this guy. I ain't say shit to you. Like, why are you hitting me?
For real, yeah. That's why I never been I never liked team sports.
Mm-hmm.
I play like I used to, as a kid, used to play football for fun, you know what I'm saying? Play basketball for fun, thing like that. But like actually competitively, I'm not. No, I need all single sports because I'm a real bad sore loser. Yeah. So if I lose because of you,
it's a problem.
That's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
If I lose because of myself, that's why I be so upset because I'm upset within myself that I just lost, and I know. Either I could have won or it's something that I don't know that this person has done and I need to figure that out. Yeah. So I will be upset with myself. Yeah. But if I lose because of you, you got to wreck me in the locker room or something, bro. I ain't going to lie. Like, come on, bro. I'm going to lose because of what you did. It's game-winning shot and you missed. I could have took the game-winning shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I trusted you.
Exactly. I trusted you and we just lost. No, man. I can't do it, bro.
Do you watch any other sports?
Yeah, so like sometimes I watch basketball. Mm-hmm. I don't really watch football like that, but I don't really watch TV like that unless I'm watching boxing. Yeah, like most anything I'm watching for real. If I'm watching something, I'm watching boxing. Yeah. Other than that, I'm playing the game. For sure. Most of my stuff, like if I know a team is good, it's because of the game.
No, for sure.
Yeah, or like I'm more of a I watch the stats type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like, okay, this person had 3 touchdowns this game.
Word.
It's a possibility he'll get 1 the next game because different team, they defense, things like that.
Mm-hmm. So do you play fantasy and stuff like that?
That's what I was just about to say.
Do I
Like
play
somebody gonna be
fantasy? Nah.
gambling in the
Yeah.
future.
Nah. So
I'm messing with
I'm
you.
not really. Yeah. I ain't really a gambler. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a gambler at all. Actually,
That's good.
I just so you know a lot of stuff. I don't do like you know for principles things like that because one I'm a Muslim.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you know Islam. You know certain things are forbidden.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know just listening to my dad experiences, my mom experiences, other people experiences. You know what I'm saying? It just make me just not want to do it. Like, you know, like gambling, drinking, smoking, things like that. Like, you know, a lot of people, I've talked to them and they'll tell me like, yeah, you know, it's a good time and things like that. But you can have a good time doing something totally different that won't put toxins in your body, won't make you lose money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I know, like they'll be gambling. They'll win about $2,000, but then they'll lose about $3,000 the next day. So you just one, you got to pay to get in that gym. You got to pay to get your stuff. You got to do that twice because you went there 2 times, just back to back. You know what I'm saying? Then you lost all that money you just made. So so it's like, what we doing? What was the point?
Right.
I'm having fun losing money. I would never do that.
Right. It'd be the high. It'd be that drive and the high of winning.
Adrenaline.
Keep going back, try to find it again. Just like a drug, man. Like I'm glad you don't. I don't gamble either.
I
go in there with $20. I go in there with $20, and when that joint is gone, I'm out.
I'm good.
I'm going to the buffet. I'm going to eat.
Exactly. See that $20? That's going to my grub. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I feel like I get the high from like of winning from the game, from life. Like I always I know that I'm a sore loser, right? And I know myself, and I know that everything that I like to do is within games. So like even like as a youngin, my parents, they put me into some where so at first I was a little trouble with math, but then math became my favorite subject.
Especially when there's a dollar sign in front of it.
Exactly, you know, it just became my favorite subject because they gave me this game. And I learned about this game, and I was like, "Oh, dang! I like this game." So they just knew like I like games. So the way I look at my life is in challenges, like a game. If I don't do this, that means I failed, I lost. So I gotta win everything that I do, even like small things, like you know, like okay, if I don't put in this extra work while I'm at home, that means I lost the fight already. That means I gotta win.
For sure.
Dang, this making me look at myself.
Nah, for sure.
I want to say this to you know. As being older than you, I'm everything that you said. I'm the exact same way, but can't believe I'm not. Everything that even BINK done said this to me, and now I'm about to say it to you, and it's weird. But don't beat yourself up too much because you've done all of these good things, great things in and out of the square. Don't allow getting to a certain precipice or pinnacle and then one little step didn't happen, but it's still going to advance. Moving on, don't let that eat at you too much. Like BINK will tell you, oh, this fool right here overthink like a mother. He be doing just fine. Look at him. Like, put the camera on BINK. Put the camera on BINK. BINK will tell you, this dude, bro, we doing fine in life. And he be thinking, nah, I got to do this. Oh, I messed up on this. Especially with me having sickle cell. I had a Muslim uncle, and I follow those things too. And like playing chess, he would talk to me about boxing and carrying myself or whatever. And because of this, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I always, you know, the most I may have is a soda. That's about it. And, you know, getting my proper rest, doing this, doing that. But I'll accomplish things and I'll do things and still overthink it and say, man, BINK, but I don't know, man. But what about if this or whatever? Bro, you got it. You're going to be fine, whatever. Don't overthink that, bro. You just did this. Like, for instance, a few episodes back, I don't talk about it. He called it out there. He said, y'all don't know that this dude, this my guy right here. Like, man, he did acting, he done did boxing, he done did this and that. And I'm like, and I'll say, yeah, but I left acting for certain reasons. But the point of me just like, oh man, you ain't gotta mention it. It wasn't like because he knows I competed against I was competed in the Y, competed against Michael B. Jordan. No, I competed against all them guys. And he like, bro, that's a bit like they still running. Like I still have residuals and reruns of different commercials. He like, bro, that's still something, man. Why you looking at like, why you looking down on yourself about that, man? Why you overthinking that? Like he'll tell you, he the glass half full. I'm the glass half empty.
Mm-hmm.
And now looking at you, you's like, you're so a loser, hard on yourself, and I'm the same way. That I could be doing so many things that so many people come up to me like, boy, it's so good to see how you carry this. Keep doing it, whatever. But in your mind, you like, thank you. But in your mind, you like, yeah, but that one thing, man, that messed up that step, man. That's some bull, bro. I don't know, in the language, especially when you get home and you by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It just, and then BINK be like, you ain't go to sleep, bro. Stop worrying about that stuff, bro. You fine, man. Like, even this is an example. When we leave out of here,
Don't you probably gonna bro.
Shut up.
Don't even
like
ask me,
you gonna say, you gonna dap up BINK, you gonna dap up me, you gonna say, bro, that was a great interview. Can I come back or whatever? You gonna like, man, it was good talking to you, June. Whatever. You sure? Like, was there anything I did wrong? Anything I could do better next time I interview? Or did I do okay? Did I let you do good or whatever? And I was overthinking, like, we almost had 1,000 views for the last video.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dang, what could I did better to made it 1,000 views because I got it to 800.
He gonna say, Mr. Wolf, how'd I do?
Yeah, like straight up. And I bet you over here looking at me like,
say,
bro, you had sickle cell. You probably looking at me going, you had sickle cell and boxed, or you doing it. You probably looking at me like, oh man, yeah, I know you are, Junior. You good dude, whatever. Why you worrying about that stuff for? But overthinking, I don't allow myself to accept all the, because I feel like you have so many fighters that they make one good thing, like them belts. They get a belt and they get the belts, and all of a sudden they get so enamored with that, they don't go and build off of that. Next thing you know, they lose. And things like that. And you got the other side like me and you where we like, all right, I got that belt and I fought a flawless unanimous decision, but I made that mistake in the 4th round. When I get to and they started to enhance in the 8th, that ain't gonna never happen again. I gotta fix that too.
Yeah.
It's like a balance. Like we gotta know what to not
let
bother.
Balance,
I had to learn it. And it was coming out when I was in the ring. And like my coaches would tell me, you don't look confident in, your punches,
too.
and you're not confident in what you're doing. You gotta believe. So I think this is also another reason why I love boxing, because it helps me in and out the ring.
Yep.
Whenever I think about it. But just being in the ring and just learning to, be comfortable and, and be confident with what I'm doing and things like that, that played a major role in, having that confidence and not to overthink and just understand that sometimes things may happen and that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just life. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes something may happen and you just can't change it. It is what it is. So you have to keep moving. You got to go forward and, you got to just stay focused, keep on the grind no matter what may happen, because for real, to you, it may be a bad thing, but in like 2 months, that bad thing that you thought was bad might have been the greatest thing that ever happened to you.
To set you up for something else.
Exactly.
Even better.
Even like those tough fights. How many times when I've seen dudes in tough, like get a tough, like they lose, but it was a very competitive fight.
Look at Lamont versus Timothy Bradley.
Yep.
Lamont lost to Timothy Bradley. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think he was listening to the corner, things like that. Lost, came back, won the next fight, and then the next fight was against Amir Khan, and he became a world champion.
Yep.
That loss, it was bad at the time. But what if he never took that loss?
Yep.
He probably would have been like, okay, because if he wasn't listening to the corner and still won, he probably would have been like, I mean, listen to him. Already won.
Mm-hmm.
And now, whole different career.
Yep. Whole different perspective now. You could get so much from, you did everything right. You fought well. You just didn't get the decision. But then it opened up so many other doors because you fought so hard and things like that. And like, I remember you said have a ugly win instead of a pretty loss. Like, sometimes, like I remember Teddy Atlas said, some fights you might have, if you hear the crowd booing the first 4 rounds, because of the type of fighter you fight, we doing the right thing right now.
Yep.
And then next thing you build and keep on going, stuff like that, you know. But I like to say thank you for that because you just helped me from everything you said and how, you know, trying to get more balance with it, not overthinking. I appreciate that, man. Like I definitely appreciate that. You know, oh, real quick, I said story for a story to jump with when you said fighting somebody older.
Yeah.
So, never get. I had to go against an undefeated pro. Sparring, I was like 17. And he come in with like he got kids and a wife. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so, and I know I'm more talented than him. Cause my father told me, you get in there with a pro, give him his respect because they can hurt you when they want to hurt you. Bruh, he did not try to hurt me at all. But I'm like doing everything slick. I know I'm faster than him. I know everything's coming. Everything he did, everything I did was null and void, bro. Like everything I did, and then they start I knew I was in there with a pro, and then he was a junior middleweight. I'm 32 pounds, and it's like, the worst is when they sit there and be like, hey, yeah, you want to work with such and such, and you're like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because you don't want to say no, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
you don't want to turn down no smoke, but then, you know, you're like,
you must know your limitations,
Yeah.
sensei. Like, bro, oh my goodness.
So, man, let me ask you, man. So, you've been around a few, like Lamont, you know, Tank Davis superstar, right?
Mm-hmm.
You being a superstar in your own right, you know what I'm saying? Who are some other professional athletes from other sports that you may, you know, take motivation from or take, you know, little tidbits from?
From other sports, the biggest one that I would say is LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like how, like, he just got everything set up for him to succeed and for others to succeed around him. Like, you know, his family, his sons, even like, see how, okay, like, for example, like Steph Curry and his wife, you know what I'm saying? Like, his wife was being put out to be some bad person because she was saying she like attention and things like that. Now, LeBron, my wife might like the same thing, but she not out in public. She not doing all that, you know what I'm saying? She not saying everything, you know what I'm saying? Like he got a good way between private life and business life. You know what I'm saying? Like business life, you know, people can paint LeBron to be whatever you want. He could say he the GOAT. They could say he trash, terrible, this, that, and the third, he's phony, blah, blah, blah. But that private life, what can you say about him? He got his own school. You know what I'm saying? He's a billionaire in basketball. The first billionaire, like the first person to become a billionaire while still being in the league. That's big. A billionaire as a black man, and you got your own school, man. That's having your own school, you did it. You know what I'm saying? You giving back to your community, everybody there, like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think he paid for like whoever graduated from there, I think he pays
for them to go to Akron.
Exactly.
Yep, to go to Akron University.
Exactly. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just watching how he moves in his lifestyle, who he got around him, how he get him to do certain things like that. Always, you know, I always take points from him.
Yeah, and I got no doubt that you're gonna do that because you do take from everything. Just from sitting here talking to you today, you take from everything that you experience, you take that and you apply it to yourself. That's why you were so well-rounded now. And I'm really like almost in like a fan looking at you and talking to you because I don't know you that well, but I'm proud of you because the way you carry yourself and then the experiences and how you've grown so much in such a short amount of time. You're 22 years old. When I was 22, I was off the chain. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I wanted to play football, but it didn't work out that way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just proud and I'm happy to know. It's an honor to know you and you know, see you making these strides in your career and in your life, man. For real.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
For real.
I think just, you know what I'm saying? My dad always used to tell me that I'm a sponge, you know. So I always just try to pick up something from any experience.
Yeah.
You know, any experience that I have, you know, and it might not, sometimes it might be like the smallest thing, but you know, as long as I got pieces of everything, I feel like you know what I'm saying, I can do anything because I've probably seen a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. So when you you know, become your own like version of LeBron James in boxing, where are you from exactly?
I'm from DC.
Okay, you from DC.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things you would like to bring back home to DC to do for the youth in the area or for boxing in the area?
Man, I have these conversations with my friends all the time. Community centers. I feel like kids in DC or kids, you know what I'm saying, period, they just need community centers. They all need something
Keep
to
them
do.
busy.
That's why we have, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times a lot of kids going astray. You know, like, of course that's just inevitable, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just can't you can't save everybody.
Right.
But I feel like community centers would save so many more people, you know, putting programs in these community centers that make things look fun rather than just becoming a sports player or a rap star. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks so cool to be bad nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so cool. You get all the girls, you know, you get all the fast cars. Well, I don't even know about cars because you know, you on the streets, you're not really getting no money like that. So it's like, you know, it just look cool. You know, all the rappers talk about it. Everybody, you know, want to be this type of street star. But so we need somebody in these communities that will show them, like, okay, it's also cool to be a doctor. It's also cool to be a lawyer. Or it's also cool to have your own business. You know what I'm saying? You probably will make more money than the people in the streets. You know what I'm saying? If you apply yourself to be certain things. Man, I've seen so many people that were so talented and so smart, but life is gone. You know what I'm saying? They passed away or they rotting in a cell right now because they put everything, you know what I'm saying, into the streets when it could have been in them books. You know what I'm saying? You could have really been in the books. You know, you could have been in your sport. I seen a dude, man. Oh my God, he was nice at everything. He was smart. Basketball, outstanding. Football, tremendous in the streets. And every time I see him, I say, bro, what are you doing? Same thing. In the same block, doing the same thing every day. For what? When you could have been the next Michael Jordan. When I talk to myself before fights and stuff like that, I always ask myself, why not me? Why everybody else gotta win? Or why can't I win? Why can't the kids win? Why they can't, you know what I'm saying? They don't have no role model. You know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing to do. So when you get bored, and a lot of times these kids, they don't have, you know what I'm saying, they don't have nobody to learn from. If you got a single parent in the house, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times that parent is working. And what are you doing? Nothing. So what you gonna do? You're gonna go outside, you're gonna learn something, you're gonna learn from somebody. You know what I'm saying? That person may tell you something terrible, but you learned it, and now that's all you know. So it's like you just gonna keep doing, you know what I'm saying? You just gonna keep doing what you're doing. That's why we have people when, you know, they talk about them being like negative or them going through certain stuff that they're a part of their environment.
Right.
Why don't we change that environment,
Change the environment
so they can, you know what I'm saying, continue being that product, but be a better product.
Man, to that point,
phenomenal young man right here, bro.
Man, it's like when you say you could be a doctor too. That was another thing. He came out. He was like, you know, Junior, you it's a mess. And I'll look at it like, nah, man, I missed 2 points. I missed my test by 2 points. Like, nah, but you can still tell those other kids that this, and this.
Exactly.
And it took BINK to really tell me that, like, you know, because I'm so down on missing the test by 2 points or whatever, you know. So, and I remember I went up to go talk to the kids at Boys Village, and it's so much easier, especially to talk to them when they respect you or they know of you, and then they could touch you and you right there talking to them, and you tell them, you know, you do know you could still be a man's man without feeling like you gotta go hard or be this, that, and the third. They like, y'all could look at this camera right now at me, BINK, and she, and be like, okay, they in two of the roughest sports you could think of. And yet they just seems like as laid back as could be, respectful and all that stuff. Like, what you trying to? You don't want to give out that energy all the time and have that coming back to you. And that could. And my father always said it was a lot of things back then that were free when he was growing up. That okay, have this, have that. They had this, they had that. They could at least learn the basics of. And for you to say that, that's a big deal, because you go sit there and have, instead of hearing, you started to hear it around the time me and BINK was going up, you started to hear less and less of an accountant, a lawyer. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an accountant. I want to be a stockbroker or whatever. You started to hear that. All you heard was football player, basketball player, or a rapper.
Mhm.
That's all you heard, and you be able, and then when you really break down the numbers of becoming that to people, it's not that good. Like, you got to be able to have something to fall back on. And I remember I told them kids in the boys' I was like, all right, cool. So half of y'all in here, you trying to go hard, but a lot of y'all in here are entrepreneurs already because of what you were doing.
Exactly.
All y'all in here were entrepreneurs already because that's what you're in here for. You just did it the illegal way. So if you're able to do that, why would you stay in it without, okay, if you're in it, you ain't made enough yet to get out of it, to flip it and do something legal? Because a lot of these dudes be some of the smartest dudes you ever want to come across. I mean, it be messing I was like, God, this mo right here know what he like. Yeah, and they be saying it like it's so simple.
The
like,
mathematicians be
Slim,
breaking it down.
For real.
Slim.
The whole time they will break something down you never even heard of.
Yeah.
But you in the streets for what? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, things could easily be avoided if, you know what I'm saying, if we had, you know what I'm saying, somebody in the community that would, you know what I'm saying, help. Because, like, okay, cool, you want to be a rapper? You don't even have no money.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If we had somebody in these communities, you know what I'm saying, that could put something behind the rappers, put something behind the basketball players, put something behind the football players, put some, even just put, and because a lot of times, okay, cool, you may not make it, but now you know you still got something else that you like to do. You can do it, and especially with this generation, you know, today, you know what I'm saying, we got the computer, we got the phones, you know what I'm saying, we got Google, we got TikTok. Man, I learned so much off TikTok.
From this.
Man, I'm telling you, you can really just get rich from this. We got, man, all I do, I box, I play the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I do. And you know what I'm saying? But those are the two things that I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
So why not make money off it? Why not, you know what I'm saying, keep doing it, perfect that craft. You know, if you love it, have somebody to help you out. My dad helped me out all the time. He tell me, listen, if you like this, you want to do this, let me know what you need and I got you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we need, you know, not everybody has a dad like how I do. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has a mom like how I do. So for those people that don't have it, we need somebody that's
Who's
able
that
to
next
outlet
guy?
to them.
Who's
you know what
that
I'm saying?
next
to
guy?
help them out. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, like, they may not even stick with it, but you know they tried, and you know what I'm saying, they know that's not what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more of a step forward rather than not knowing what you want to do, not knowing if you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I rather know I not like something than don't know at all.
Mm.
And to your point, being able to have a Sugar Sheet, a BINK that they respect, and be able to show them one of the biggest problems to everything that you just said. The other worst problem is everybody think they a sucker by just going over and shaking somebody's hand and networking.
Man,
I told this story like 2 different times on here. I'm at Boys Village. And I didn't think, you know, you really gotta make sure you earn their respect first or whatever, how you talking. And I didn't know that they already knew who I was when I'm in there talking to them. It's like, okay, first part out the window. And I started to say, oh, okay, they listening. Okay, part 2 out the window. And I said, real quick, y'all, how many of y'all in here got a crew? And all of them, you know, raised their hand. I said, all right, cool. How many times y'all done been somewhere and it's another crew that's there and y'all don't have no beef or nothing, but you know one of them over there be getting money. You know, he might have a certain avenue that you don't have a connect to yet. And you want, oh, it's not that such and such, man. Yo, yeah, they doing their thing. I want to go over there. Man, get off that man jock, man. You ain't got to go over there and talk to him, bro. What you worry about him for? I swear, bro, all of them kids raised their hand but 3. All of them raised their hand but 3 kids. And I said, why? If I'm in here, same thing with me and him. Did not know this man. Two Shop J introduced us. Me and him both had multiple offers to do the podcast, and we didn't feel like it sat right. Like, nah, we went. Before, he was doing his own thing, I was doing my own thing. And I was still not that confident. You know, just same thing I dealt with when I was boxing. Like, you know, when I was active, like, okay, I don't have a lot of confidence in myself. I'll go through the motion, whatever. And him and so many other people, man, Junior, this could be your thing, bro, because you telling the truth about fighters, man. All these other old fighters that was in my dad era, like Andrew Counts coming up to my dad, man, your son telling the truth, man. He telling it. Man, he should do it. And I'm like, nah, I don't really want to do that. I mean, I'm just telling what I learned in the gym. Like, it's the same old stuff. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but they were telling me it was a big deal because how fake, some of the fake the game done got a little bit, you know, and the social media and guys wanting to look like fighters instead of be fighters.
Exactly.
You know, so I ain't know it was that big a deal. And all of a sudden, me and BINK started talking more. And then from the first conversation, it went from this to this, that fast. Every single thing. And I always like, whatever he couldn't do, I could do. Whatever I couldn't do, he could do. People start calling us Gillian Wallow or boxing and stuff like that, knowing all the fighters, bringing them into respect or whatever. And all it took was this. What up, bro? Nice to meet you,
No
BINK,
bullshit.
man.
That's what a black community, bro, especially black men. So we walk around and walk past each other.
About to say
walk
that.
past
We
each
be
other
mugging
like,
each other
wow.
something crazy for no reason.
No reason.
Man, no other nationality do that. Them Chinese people, Korean, white people, Spanish, Puerto Rican, anything, they all stick together. They buy their own stuff. You know what I'm saying? They give money back to their own community. They make sure whatever they got is theirs and they grow on it. We as black people, that's something, man, we always be talking about this in the gym, man. We always talk about this in the gym. We as black people, we don't invest in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? When black people got clothes and somebody selling, it's too much. When
but
black
they
people,
doing it on their own.
Exactly. When black people got shoes, it's too much. When black people got podcasts, ain't nobody subscribing to that. Come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But everybody else, man, they make sure, hey, you good. Boom. We gonna set you up right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, as black people, we just gotta change that narrative for ourselves. And for real, if we keep it a stack, we can take this back all the way back to slavery for real, where it all started, because you know, you had the field people and you had the house people. The house people and the field people was separated. They was bumping heads. They was bumping heads, exactly. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But what could have happened is the house people and the field people could have worked together. Boom, you know what I'm saying?
Because somebody got access to that house.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that would have changed literally everything, but you know what I'm saying?
It was a step forward.
Exactly. So, you know, we just have to we have to break through, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of generational curses and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we have to fix our own energies and, you know, and just push forward together, though, because whenever we together, we the strongest. We have everything. Anything that every other nationality does, it all came from black people. You know what I'm saying? Food, dances, anything, music, beats, clothes, everything. Once black people started doing it, everybody else started doing it. You know what I'm saying? Look at social media, TikTok.
They take that person.
Everything is from black people.
But what's the girl name? I want to shout her out. They was like, I want to be one of the greatest. Not just a bond, that's just a promise. That girl, they took her off, had some other person singing it, put that person as the person who came out with the song.
Exactly.
And it's like, wait, hold up. I know I ain't just missed what I just saw.
You, like, man, exactly. But the thing is, though, if black people had somebody, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, let me put you on right quick. That would have been done with. And you wouldn't even have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, we just gotta break through those generational curses.
I mean, bro, I'll be trying. Like when I was in school in California, we had it was like a black council came to all the black student members got together. And that's one of the biggest topics was like, why do we hate each other so much? Why can't I walk past my brother in the street and shake his hand and say what's up to him without being met with hateful energy? So ever since that meeting, I make it a point. So when I pass my brothers, like, hey, what's up, brother? But most times than not, I get met with hateful energy. They walk right by me or look at me like I'm crazy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm glad you talking about that, because how can we really fix this issue?
I think the best way to fix it, we have to have those bigger role models. Like, okay, like if we have, okay, all right, we have big rappers like, okay, let me just think, like a Meek Mill, right? Boom, he from Philly. Let him put on somebody else from Philly. You know what I'm saying? We got big rappers from DC or singers, you know, like Ari Lennox. Let her put on another singer. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to help each other evolve and help each other grow. You know what I'm saying? And then, because, you know, not all the time will it be another person like you or another person like me that will, you know what I'm saying, think to do the same after something has been done for you. Some people are really just selfish. And that's just, you know, that's just the reality of things. And that's just, you know, what we have to deal with.
Even in our game.
Exactly. But, you know what I'm saying, as long as you can at least change just one person's mindset, like, you know what? This did happen for me. Let me just go do the same for this kid. You know what I'm saying? All you need is one. You know what I'm saying? And it could turn into 2, 3. You never know. You never know whose mindset you're gonna change. But you just gotta keep trying. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep pushing through it.
That ripple effect.
And stop. And people gotta, even with boxing too, it happens. Like, you know, it sometimes don't even be the kids, like, because it's kids that I done sparred with, or it be kids that I know that done fought another kid, and they be playing the video game with each other through PlayStation from state to state.
Exactly.
But the coaches,
chat,
you know, me mugging or whatever. Oh, we do?
Got comments in the chat.
Time out.
Neo the Slick One said, "Great head on this young man's shoulders."
Thank you, my man Neo. I appreciate that.
We got Tawny Chapman. She said, "There is now an immeasurable amount of black people that invest in each other and uplift each other. You have to get away from the groups of people you're talking about. Those people don't have your best interests at heart," and that's facts.
That's facts. Let me know those people, man. I want to be around those people.
Yeah. For real, like,
I want to be around those people.
Tawny, if you know any groups or you know, those groups of people, let us know. We would love to, you know, talk to them and, you know, just empty and, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
When disperse away from them.
Just disperse from other people and get around those people and vent.
I would like to get around those people, figure out their strategies, how they did it, so that I could try to implement it on those other people that don't do it.
Exactly.
And like, like we said about the clothing, and I done seen this happen. It was a brand I know that
pick their brain. That's when pick their brains.
Pick their brains. Like they, if my man had some Nike pants, and the Nike part peeled off. But the joints are great fabric. But that they're gonna still buy Nike.
She said you're sitting in a room with some right now.
I already know. Yeah, I already know.
And I appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. But remember, this black owned business just starting out. Like, this their first like store location for real. And one of his peeled off. And when they peel off, Arby like, nah, man, I ain't going back. See, look at this, whatever. But if it's Nike and it peel off, they still gonna buy that Nike shit. And you know, and to back to the boxing, that everything we just discussed even happens in the fight game. Like, not just where I be like all around, it be like, okay, that like Damon said about that whole junk about, oh, you on that side of the street, that's real. Like, that junk be happening for no reason, bro. And messing away a lot of money that could be tossed back and forth across the table.
Yeah.
And it be unreal. It be unnecessary. And it ruins a lot of guys. What I was saying earlier, it ruins a lot of guys' innocence. It really does. It takes away. Even though I wasn't able to turn pro, I was still, my talent was still wanted, but so I was still in pro camps, you know, helping guys like in back-to-back camps, all that stuff. So I still got to hear and watch and see how certain things, like, what the, and even the stuff I saw when I was a little kid, you know, guys talking in the gym, be like, what the hell, how did that happen? And I never forget, I'll tell the story, I'm not gonna say the names. This dude used to always call me Champ. He used to have a top hat on every day. I never forget him. He was real cool. Anything he wore, he would wear like a shirt like that, still have a top hat. Whatever the top hat would match whatever shirt he wearing. Hey, Champ, there go the little Champ. I was like 8, 9. This is when I was with Ty, and like, oh yeah, man. You like, yeah, man. There go little Champ right there, whatever. Time go by that, and I never forget. Somebody pulled me to the side, and it was like, you know who that guy is, right? You know what he do, right? I said, what? because I was advanced for my age. I was like 9, but I acted like a 13-year-old now. Advanced. Brain was advanced. So they was like, he steals other fighters from other people. I was like, what? They said, yeah, he did it to another fighter from here. And I could say world champion at least, because there's so many world champions that was from here. Y'all can never figure out who the hell I'm talking about. So, but he was like, yeah, he stole that fighter from. I'm like, huh? Or another, I could tell y'all another story. I won't say names. Particular coach go. He see this other kid. He was like, kid was a good kid, but he would get in trouble a little bit, whatever, because he making sure he was like the oldest. I think he was taking care of his family, whatever. And he was like, man, he coming along all right. This particular coach said to another coach, and that coach said, oh yeah, you want him? And he said, what? Yeah, right. You ain't gonna do that. And he said, man, sure, I'll sell him to you right now. Shit, right. You ain't gonna sell him to me. He's in the ring shadow boxing. He said, man, you gonna get the, he thinking he joking. Like, get the heck out of here. He said, you got 10 cents? You got 10 cents? He said, you are playing, right? He said, I'm dead serious. Looked up, I'm dead serious. Sitting in the chair. He said, man, I'm dead serious. And he was like, I got to see if you really serious. Took the 10 cents out of his pocket. He said, thank you. Yo, get your stuff. You going with him.
That's crazy.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, and that's one of the reasons why BINK be wanting me on the, like, was really wanting to collect, because he's like, bro, the stories you got and the stuff you've seen since you was a little boy is some wild. He literally was like, bro, that's some wild shit. And I was like, but yes, that junk, I didn't believe the story really happened until it happened. It told me I was at another location. This is years later. I'm like, 20, and I'm at a particular place, and they was telling me that story over again with more detail, verbatim, and then said, I'll call them right now if you don't believe me.
That's crazy.
And you know, like that right there, you is that same way where I was talking about, you just leave, you so much could have got done, and then it's at the expense of a kid who's trying to learn and be better, you know, and you kind of took his growth and innocence from just a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I'm so thankful for the Headbanger team, because you know the coaches, they're not just coaches in there. You know what I'm saying? They teachers, they father figures. You know what I'm saying?
You got Jamie in there too. Big up to Jamie.
Man,
Big,
they don't even. Man, all the coaches in there.
Man,
Jamie,
Boog,
Big, Boog, Juice,
legend who never turned
everybody.
pro.
Man.
No, he ain't just some dude who do the mitts. He ain't just some dude who was in the Rocky movie. No, that dude was a monster.
Yeah.
Was a monster and made the conscious decision to be like, nah, I'm okay. I'm gonna start a family.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna turn pro.
Exactly.
With a table full of accomplishments and a table full of offers. Hey man, we'll do this for you. We'll do that for you.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta worry about nothing. That guy is, man, know that nice guy with the mill. Oh, how you doing? Oh, damn, what up, baby? That respectful guy was a monster.
In the ring. And, my dad, he put me around all real good men.
Yep.
So, like, even like, if I don't even feel comfortable with talking, about something to my dad, I can talk to them about it. And, then, once I get their opinion, then I can, talk to my dad about things like that, because I'm always open with my family, my parents. We always talk about everything. But, just being around that and having that, I just feel so blessed, and I'm thankful for that, because, that really helped me, in and out of the ring. And then not to mention, now, other than them, I'm being put around these great pros that's always helping me, like a Franchon Demetrius, Lonte, Damon, Lamont, Anthony, Sean Porter, Tank, everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm just getting so many, outlets to, ask these questions, and getting so many perspectives and things like that. I talked to B-Hop, he giving me legendary advice and things like that. So it's just like, you know, I'm getting so much, you know what I'm saying, from all of these people. And I just feel so blessed, you know what I'm saying, to, you know, even be in this position for real, for real.
Yeah, man, that's huge, man. And I wanted to ask you about your experience because I know you posted you and B-Hop together, man.
Yeah.
Like when he walked in the gym, like how was that? Like how did you feel when you see him?
So I met my first time meeting B-Hop. We was out Florida. I was with Franchon. It was for you know, her training camp, and we just in the hotel. And you know, I'm if it's me and you know, no tournament or nothing, I'm bringing my game everywhere I go. So me, this man, because we so cool. We just in that day, we just playing the game. You know what I'm saying? You know, Glenn, you know, don't talk to nobody. He in that day playing the game with us. We all just playing the game. Out of nowhere, you know, Franchon come in the room. And she bring B-Hop. I'm like, oh, that is B-Hop. And he just chilling with us, like, you know, we just talking, you know, he dap us up, you know what I'm saying? He, you know what I'm saying, figure out who I am, everything. And, you know, he just talking. And it's just, and you really, you know, you gotta really try your best to be in the moment and not be so starstruck, because if you are, you know, you're gonna miss it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really like just dropping jewels on me. And then so after that, I met him again when we ran on the beach. And then after that, that's when, you know, I posted that clip and we in the gym. He was talking to me because, you know, he was watching me spar. He was telling me what he liked, and he was also telling me, you know, things I could improve on. You know what I'm saying? He was telling me what to do, how to survive in the game, you know what I'm saying, how to keep that longevity and things like that. And, you know, the biggest thing that spoke out, you know what I'm saying, to me was him saying that no matter what, you gotta always be prepared to learn. From any and everybody in the sport. You gotta always keep learning. You know what I'm saying? Once you done learning, that's when you should retire in the sport. He was like, he didn't stop learning boxing until he was done. You know what I'm saying? He told me, even other than boxing, he's still learning every day. And you know, I'm with him, you know, he's doing sprints, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna like stop, but he was doing sprints, you know what I'm saying? He's still in pretty good shape. He still be running and everything. And he still got, you know what I'm saying, his senses good, and like he talk good and everything. So it's just like, you know, being in that moment, you know, getting that advice from him, man, it just, you know, you just feel so good, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, out of all the people that you watch and, you know, the legends and things like that, it's just, you know, it's just like it's an undescribable moment for real.
Right. Bernard Hopkins is up there. Like, that's one of the guys I want to meet, like Bernard and like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I want to meet Floyd. Talk to Floyd, pick his brain a little bit. Like those guys, like
I want to meet Floyd too. I thought so. We went to Floyd's gym one time. I really thought, I was like, yeah, he probably be there. Yeah. Hopefully I get the spar. Hopefully he see me spar. You know, they talked to me right quick, but he wasn't there, and I didn't even spar. So it was cool. I also met Nonito Donnell one time before too. Man, we was in a restaurant. Just got finished getting breakfast. This was because, you know, he was in that camp with Jesse Vargas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this was for Franchon fight. So we in that chain. I'm walking, you know, my man Scooter, and we walking. You know, I look. I said, "Oh, that's Nonito Donnell." I'm like, "Oh." He was like, "Wait a minute." I was like, right there. He looked real cool. You know, real respectable, man. He took the time out. He was right there with his family, and I really didn't, you know what I'm saying, want to bother him because, you know, sometimes, you know, when people be with their family, you know, they just trying to be with their family and just trying to chill, but. You know, he actually looked up because he heard me. Cause I damn near screamed. I ain't gonna lie. Damn near was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But he heard me, looked up, you know, dabbed us up, took pictures with us, talked to us for a little bit and everything. So, you know, it's just real cool, you know what I'm saying? Just being around those type of people and, you know, actually, you know, like they know your name, like Sugar Ray Leonard, like he know, like, you know, he see me, he knows me. So it's like, it's just like, dang, like I'm really feel like I'm coming up in the world for real.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that too, because you met with all the legends, man. Sugar Ray Leonard, man. What was that experience? What some things he told you?
I was starstruck when I first met Sugar Ray. They went to so you know Juice. You know Juice always with Sugar Ray.
All
you know
the time.
Juice also he's a coach in the gym.
Before we was born.
Exactly, for real. So you know they was in some restaurant, and Juice told me and my dad to, you know, pull up there. And we was just leaving the gym. I was sick because I couldn't really eat, you know, I had to lose some weight. So we go up there and I see him like, oh, like, what? And I'm not gonna lie, it was so hard for me to like really be in that moment. I was just starstruck in that gym. But I seen him again. You know, he came up to the gym, and this time I wasn't even like paying attention. I was just, you know, getting my gym bag because we was all about to leave. So I was just getting my gym bag, and then, you know, he tapped me. I'm like, oh, Sugar Ray, like, oh, what's going on? What you doing down here? So, you know, whenever I talk to him, Brian, it's always love, you know what I'm saying? You know, sugar meets sugar, you know what I'm saying? The old versus the new. And, you know,
I'm pretty sure he said, I'm glad you got the name, and I have no problem with it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we always have good talks. You know, I always ask him questions about any and everything. What do you think about today's game versus the old game, YouTubers and things like that? You know what I'm saying? So it's really just all love, you know, and I'm just blessed to be put in, you know, the position that I am.
Right, you're part of a fraternity, really. Like, I tell my kids, I coach football, and I'm like, man, when y'all put on these pads, like, no matter how old you guys are right now, you guys done joined the fraternity of guys that played at this school before you, guys that played this sport and gave everything to this sport. Yeah. And, you know, y'all being fighters, you being a fighter, I can only imagine you walk into a room and it's Sugar Ray Leonard right there. Man. It's like a fraternity
That's
feeling.
All
like,
our lives. Like, you be like,
yeah.
And then the thing that be throwing you off is when they be talking and making jokes and junk normal as hell.
Like just like they just regular people. Like, you know, you a living legend right now. Like,
I the same way, like, I done dealt with the same way, man, growing up around different local legends and boxing legends, like just meeting them, stuff like that. Like, man, I like you, man, you a little prodigy, Hollingsworth, like your son, whatever. And be like, how you know me?
Man,
man, I boxed with your father or whatever, or I heard about you. I'm like, I ain't nobody. How the fuck you know me? Like,
yeah, man, for real, man. I had to really like, you know what I'm saying, adapt to that because, you know, with me coming up and, you know, just I'm not saying I'm the most famous person in the world, but I got a little bit of clout, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, I'll just be walking around and, you know, might be some people that dap me up, hey, Sugar shit. I'm like,
I ain't never met like, hi.
Yeah, like you
trying
to grab the name. You don't know.
Man, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of bad with names. I remember your face, but names too. It's tough. So like sometimes like I'll be with my dad, I'll be with my girl, something like that. And they doubt me, I'll just, because now I'm just used to it. I'm like, oh, what's good, bro? Like, I'll have a whole conversation with you, but I would not know your name. I would not know your name. So when they ask me, I'm like, who was that? I mean, like, I really don't know. Yeah. But he cool, though.
He said that junk about me. He came with me. First time him hanging out with me. Everybody be like, man, I don't want to hang around with Junior, bro, because that mean I can't sit down a lot. Everybody be want to get to tell them this life story about, man, like, man, you have a sickle cell, inspired me to do this and all that stuff. So we hanging out. He said, bro, you a celebrity. Everybody keep on, man, how you know that dude? I'm like, I don't know him.
Man, I'm telling you.
I don't know him, dude. We was standing by the dressing room and dude came up and gave me a biggest hug. Hey, man, you did this for me. It's a pleasure to meet you, man. He thought I boxed with him or knew. I was like, he said, you know, I said, I don't know, but hey, man, if I can help in any way.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, first time I met Riddick Bowe. Of course, I knew my dad when he was fighting. Like, he was always around, you know, Sean. And I was always grew up around Sean Bay, Daryl Coley, and Joppy, Keith Holmes, Daryl Coley, Daryl Lattimore. I mean, so many big fighters, man. It is, and you plucking every little thing from each one.
Exactly.
And they be rocking Joe shit. I remember I was with Mr. Bowe. And I walk in like, hey, y'all, what's up, y'all? What the fuck? And he just standing there. Yeah, boy, you got big, man. And I was like,
what you talking about?
Huh? And then we sitting there talking. Hey, and the thing is, though, people, once again, go back to what we was just talking about, don't be on that man, John, man, whatever. And we like, nah, people like me and you are purist of the game. Like, we appreciate them. We want to test ourselves like these greats did and all this stuff. We appreciate what they sacrificed and all that stuff because they could have easily said, man, stop this shit. I'm done. I ain't doing this.
Easily.
Fuck this, man.
I
don't need this shit. I don't need this shit
and
no
they
more.
really didn't need it for real.
And you know who really could have did that many times? Lamont Peterson.
Man,
he was in some gym wars and war. I mean, growing up, I watched him in gym wars. Man, one time, side story real quick before I go back to Mr. Bowe, I remember him and Anthony going gym to gym. How many rounds anybody in here want? Straight like that.
Yeah.
And Mr. Bo was sitting there cracking jokes. He was sitting down, and I'm wrapping my hands, and him and my dad, we live, especially when you see them old pro like James Baker.
Yeah.
And man, James Baker was a killer, man. He was another one. Like all these great fighters, James Baker was like your favorite fighter's favorite fighter.
Yeah, for real. James
Straight up.
Baker, yeah.
You know, and they get to talking. When them old pros get to talking, you hear them stories, man. It's nostalgic. Like hearing Dad, Baker, and Bo, different guys, or it'd be Dad and Baker, or it'd be Dad and Bo, different guys like that. And they talk, or Chop, and they get to talking. Or Daryl would be Dad and Daryl Cole, you get to talking about stuff like, oh my God, how things was and how things changed, things like that, little minute things, or how some of the old fundamentals ain't the same, how some of they not using fundamentals like the little things. Oh man, remember what happened before that fight, man? And so I'm talking to Mr. Bo. Mr. Bo made a joke, be joking about his own self. I said, Mr. Bo, why did you fluctuate with your weight so much? He said, well, hey, Junior, I mean, you only live once. So if I saw a piece of cake over there, I went and ate it. And I said, is it true you really had a whole kitchen built into your bedroom? Like a refrigerator and stove and stuff? Yeah, I ain't want to go downstairs. Yeah, I was so. I ain't want to go downstairs, man. I was like, what? Oh, one story he said, he talked about the Galata fight, the big brawl, the riot. He said, you know that dude was in the Olympics with me. I said, he was? He said, yeah, when I won a silver and Lennox won the gold, he got a bronze. That's why he boxed so good, because he said, man, that was the first and only guy in my whole career that could out-jab me at will. It hit me with the jab at will. No other guy was able to do that. The guy was winning the fight, hands down. But of course, he's an idiot. Yeah. He was so bad. He was so funny. He might talk about himself, joking about it. So he said, he was an idiot. Yeah, I guess he didn't want to be there. But my nuts didn't have to sacrifice for it. Bruh, I swear, man. He was like, then, man, I had to rematch him. He's like, you my father. And like, me. He go, hey, man, I had to rematch him. No, man, my mother was in my ass, man. My mother like, you just gonna let that boy come to your hometown and beat your ass like that? You better go and fight him again. Man, he had us rolling in camp, bro. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, man, and then the little stuff they start teaching you about, oh, man, you could do this. You could slide in, man. When you don't just always pull and slide from the brick like this. Sometimes you could pull, slide from the brick, and go in with your shoulder, and whoop, you got the right uppercut, and I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot I could do that. Like, I could slide over it, man. They be telling some stuff, man. Oh, man, this how you went around when you tired. This is what you do. This is how you take the round off and control it and things like that. And like, especially I had to learn because with me and my sickle cell having fluctuation in my stamina round to round sometimes, you know, learning how to control my breath, because I can have a good day and go 8 rounds, or I have a bad day and only could go 3. Yeah. And me and they were like, okay, take this round off, work on the stick, walk them, feign them, see if I could get a reaction, then boom, dart out and walk around the ring. All this different stuff. And these pros, it seemed like to me, I think the pros don't like the younger fighters mostly because of them not being as hungry as they were and the gratification of IG, Twitter, and all that other stuff. But when they meet certain ones and they see, oh, she want to know, or Junior want to know, or they'll talk to me and they'll be like, because I had to get out my dad's shadow to get beside him and get out of my uncle's shadow and stuff, and they be like, you know, oh, he's a prodigy, but when I stepped in, they knew that, oh, he not on. So, like, I had to force, the phones wasn't allowed in the gym. Yeah. My father still don't really like phones too much. But you kind of have to do, especially now doing this, because you have to try to at least put something out there. And when they see, like, oh, he don't want to leave this table. He want to learn as much as he can. Yeah. Oh, Junior don't mind. Like, one dude told my dad, man, I don't care. Like, I don't really like working with these guys, man. Your son not coming in today? He was like, yeah, well, Silk didn't feel good today, but, Silk, he ain't got no fight coming up or nothing. He ain't sparring or helping nobody. He said, yeah, but he listened. This was this one coach said, he said, yeah, but anything I try to teach your son, he gonna try to use it. Or one coach, Panama, his name was Coach Dennis, and the other one was Coach Panama. Panama was like, I ain't gonna say the fighter's name or names, but he was getting frustrated with certain things in camp. And he said, come on, Junior, let's work on this stuff right here. And he said, I love working with you, Junior, because you're going to try to utilize it and you want to see, you want to learn, you want to know what can you do or whatever. And when you got to, especially when you got a fighter win, and you know this, Chi, when you got to work on something defensively that you don't like, that's new to you, and you got to go in the gym knowing you're going to get hit in the face because you got to practice this. Like, oh my God, for the next month or two, I'm about to get hit smack in the face trying to practice this. But I got to get better at it. And they love seeing that type of stuff. Yeah.
And, a lot of times, what I'm saying, some of the OGs of the sport, they got to understand that social media is a way of promoting yourself and promoting your business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that everybody does this, but, me and my brother Scooter, we always, our Instagram, boxing.
Yeah.
Everything is boxing. You know what I'm saying? Especially for me. I got two different pages, actually. One, SugarShe_, and then the other one's NTG_CEO for gaming, if you like that. Mm-hmm. But, you know what I'm saying? I have it to where, one, it's not necessarily all up in my business for real. Mm-hmm. But it's about my business. It's about myself. It's about boxing. It's about what I do in boxing. Then the other one is about gaming. Everything is gaming-wise. 2K, Madden, anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, a lot of people got to understand that, you can get signed if you got 5 million followers on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Because you keeping yourself in their head. Like, out of sight, out of mind. You keeping
really relevant.
Yeah, you keeping yourself in their head.
Exactly. So it's like, how can you, if you on Instagram every day, how can you not be like, this guy is kind of good. If I'm seeing him every day, he's working every day, or you see him doing something, you see him knocking somebody out every day, no matter if it's the same clip or not. You're going to try to check him out. You're going to go to his page. You're going to see what it is. You might even give him a follow or anything. And that right there, you could just get signed like that. Mm-hmm. Quick and easy. Look at, I'm not going to say like Ryan Garcia didn't put no work in, but Ryan Garcia,
but how fast he ascended. Yeah.
Social media platform. He got a big social media following, no matter what nobody is saying. He got over 4 million, 5 million followers.
Like
and making his fight purses off of that, off the sponsorships and all that stuff.
No, it's really important to know. It's really important to know, for like you making the point about the old heads, that social media is the new norm.
Yeah,
we in a new era, a new lifestyle. So a lot of the old heads be, you stay on that, like do that work. Man, you on your phone. I'm on my phone watching boxing. I'm watching clips. I'm watching press conferences, so I know what I'm talking about when I come on my show.
Exactly.
I'm like, what you doing in my phone anyways? Like, I'm working. Yeah, I'm working. I mean, it look like I'm on my phone glued on some bullshit, but I'm actually working. You know what I'm saying? Like, the old heads got to know, like, this is the new norm. You know what I'm saying? So get used to it.
Yeah, this is what, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to actually go there to know what's going on. We got to do is get on Instagram and Twitter.
Right.
Watch a 30-second clip. We can watch that over and over and over, and then we know, okay, this happened.
Mm-hmm. Man, bro, you know what's crazy about social media? And I'm glad that you mentioned it, so now I could throw it out there. Because I've been waiting to throw this out, but I always kept forgetting. Another thing that how social media done affected boxing, I'm going to let both of y'all guess, and I bet y'all don't get it.
I would have to say it affected boxing by just by giving it more of a, I think, one, it gives it more of a platform. It attracts more people to it because everybody loves to see knockouts. Everybody, America just loves, not even just America, but the world loves violence. You know what I'm saying? They love drama and things like that. So you see somebody get knocked out immediately, you're like, send this. Let me send this to my friend right quick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think it gives the sport a bigger platform, more people want to do it. That's why.
What you think?
He right. We talking
because then I'm gonna tell y'all the answer.
We talking about a positive influence. He's right. like a negative thing that social media, and this was sports period, you know, guys get on there and show the highlight, but ain't showing like what really the work that went in behind it. So it's a lot of fake and a lot of propaganda being put out on social media. Then when people go to see for real, they're like, that's not what I just saw on your clip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You looking crazy right now. So what was you really doing? What I saw that 30 seconds, but what was the other 9 minutes before that or after that? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what, you know, what's going on.
All right, I'm gonna give y'all the answer. I like yours, especially. Well, you know, definitely. I do like yours. You absolutely right. Bang, I definitely like yours. Me and you done had that conversation many a times. Dad, now you see why I had to, some of the times I barely had the phone, but I do have it. Anywho, but the sneaky stuff with boxing. I'm gonna tell y'all. See, back in the day when my dad, Riddick Bowe, all the guys that I mentioned I grew up in the gym with, there wasn't no social media. So what they used to do is, okay, everybody in this room box except for BINK. So let's say me and you about to fight. What they would do is they would send that friend that don't box down to that city to watch you. They would scope you. Hey man, and each day they'll call back and tell you everything about like, yo, yeah, he really training hard. He get in the house at 9 o'clock, no later than 9 o'clock. He goes if he gets home at 9 o'clock, it's because he was at his mother's house at first and then he went home. Or yeah, he at home at 7 all the time. Or yeah, he does train hard, does good, but on the weekend, yeah, he be out till 2 in the morning. Or yeah, they telling stuff. That was the way they spied on you back then. If it's a fighter friend and that friend is like a fringe contender or prospect, and you could throw his name out there as a sparring partner, they'll send that friend, hey, yo, BINK, get into that training camp. Try to get in that training camp. And then that whole training camp, you driving in that champ car, you eating that champ's meals and all that stuff, but you calling back on the phone. Oh yeah, I'm just speaking with my brother. Yeah, such and such. Yeah, Scooter, man. This man he ain't training hard, man. This dude doing this. He cutting on workouts. He cutting corners like a motherfucker, bro. Just that and the third. Now, today, all it take is a random dude seeing you, boom. Like now it's so many shortcuts on like, but my phone, just in this time y'all watching me. Boom, now I'm on video already. I already got sheet that quick. All I did was double tap my power button twice. Boom, and I'm already there, and I got him. And then now it's like, okay, if it's a dude who really follow boxing, and they smart not to just call TMZ, they gonna try to get in touch with this reporter, this boxing reporter, this person. Like I had a situation happen one time where this one dude hit me up and said, yo, you need to tell your teammate to go home. And I'm like, I'm at home laying down. And I'm like, the fuck is he talking about? And he mentioned the fighter, and he said, I said, and I'm like this, like, and I swear to God, bro, I'm like, nah, man, but you know, he just went to hell and back, bro, in 2 back-to-back fights, man. He could relax for a little bit. He could have, one drink. And he said, nah, fool, you got it all messed up. I said, he drunk, not drinking. Now, I got a lot of love for you, Junior. You know all the fighters. So I know, and I got a lot of love for you. So I wanted to send it to you so you can get it to your boy. This reporter was from Texas. And at the time, he was real tight. Who was he tight with? Because I think he's still reporting. I think he still reports now, but like he was real tight. He was from Texas, but like he was in all the camps. And he was always in all these camps. He was like right, kind of like Ellie set back, but not in California, kind of like that. And he was just like, yeah, man, I got a lot of love for you. So that's why I sent it to you first. Instead of throwing it out there to try to hurt this fighter or say it to this fighter, that fighter. Because he's that grimy. He would have did it too. But I guess whatever respect he had for me or love had for me went to me first. But that junk happens. And I'll be like, yo, what the, like, it threw me out. It threw me back for a second. Like, I never give my father always said, and I think a lot of that a lot of my blessings, I guess you could say, have happened this way. My family always used to say, don't be fake, don't be a goody two shoes when you walk out the house, but make sure you represent yourself, your last name, and your skin tone when you walk out this house. And you never know, Silk, you never know who's watching. Because of that, that's part of the reason why me and you here. You know,
Shit, my dad be saying this saying. She said, "You never know who's watching. Put a suit on when you go on the podcast. Dress up. You never know who's watching you."
Yeah.
Pops, I'm not
Like,
about to sit
not
here
the
with no suit on,
podcast.
yo. Like, I'm not about to put no suit
it's like,
on.
I hear
yo.
you, but
he definitely, but
he's
he's right. He's right
Yeah.
though. Like your presentation is
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, man, like it's me and Bink, man. Matter of fact, I'll give you some real spill, real shit. Just 2 weeks ago, me and Bink at Merlin Live for the fights. And we getting pulled to the side for pictures or whatever, like people waving, I watch the podcast, whatever. And they wanted to buy the BINK shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's one guy who remained nameless pulls to the side with his crew and said, "Am I lying, BINK? Hey, what y'all think of these list of fighters right here?" And we looking. And we was like heartbroken because we didn't want to tell them the truth.
Yeah.
But because we want to see Eric. This game is so difficult. And some of these guys that box don't read the fine print.
Nah,
They don't fully read the fine print. Like fully read the fine print. Like the injuries, the years taken off you, like the soreness, all these things that, the things that linger after years and years and years, when this shit is over, when we choose to walk away and say, "Oh, I wasn't that guy, man. I'm just another guy. I'm just she. I fought a few fights, but I'm always when we want to walk
Paul
away."
Smith in the chat said Sugar She the champ with the fire emoji.
Yes,
sir.
indeed.
Yes, sir. That's my pops.
Oh, that's your pop. There we go.
Yeah.
And
Shout out, Pop.
bruh, he was like, put us aside. What y'all think of this kid? Because I think he be out there too much. He's coming to us. And he think this shit too much already. He ain't really done nothing. And I don't think I really want to talk to him. Me and Bink did this. And I turn my head, I look at Bink like, oh shit. Cause this game is so difficult. You want to see everybody. And I don't care if I don't like you. I still want to see you make some money. Cause I know how difficult that 3 rounds, that 3 minutes can be. And I know how difficult it can be sometimes to make it look easy. But social media, man, it's a gift and a curse. It's a catch-22. It is a Pandora's box. It's all that.
Put yourself in the trick bag.
You go put yourself in that trick bag, man, and it could really mess up a lot. Like because now everybody watching and you don't know who watching. You get what I'm saying? Like you got everybody watching, but you don't know who watching. But yeah, me and Bink done had stuff like that happen. Dudes coming up to us saying, "Yeah, so such and such and such, oh yeah, man, these list of fighters." One dude said to me, like, man, he was like, "Oh yeah, you watch tape?" I said, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching fight tape for you." Told him straight up, like, cause that's all I do, like all the way back to the black and white trunk days. I watch tape, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna let you know." And then the way he said it, he was like, "All right, you real cool, all right, I'm gonna let you know." I'm like, oh, he dead ass. Like he want to know who he want to know who he need to watch for or the other. And I'm like, bro, you don't understand who really why. It ain't like back in the '80s. You call your friend, try to get into the camp, whatever. Now it's so simple. You don't need. It's so easy just to pick this up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we ain't got that problem with Sugar She. This head, like, what's the name? Somebody said your head screwed on right.
Yep.
We had another comment in here. P. Smith, the number one with the trophy emoji.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we got some family members in here. Guys, we got a little bit more time. We're not gonna hold them all day, all night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because this is a good convo, man. I swear.
If you guys want to call in, the numbers on the screen, you can call in real quick. We're gonna give them a few minutes. But is anything you like to say?
Thankful for y'all for having me up here. You know what I'm saying?
Anytime, man.
Great podcast. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. like, you know what I'm saying? Turn the post notifications on. Everything, stay tuned in because, you know, we got more things coming. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to my family, my support team, Headbanger Mob, you know what I'm saying? Blessed to be in the position that I'm in. Always keep your head on straight, stay focused.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can we get Quincy in here next, man? I want to talk to Quincy, man.
I'm gonna see if I can hit him up for y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can hit him up for y'all. You know, Quincy, you know, he on the USA team.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So you know, so on the USA team, you know, you have the high performance team, you have the high performance squad. And then, you know, you got everybody else. Like me, I'm #1 contender and things like that. And really, I'm supposed to be up there, but you know,
in due time.
amateur boxing, politics, and things like that. So, you know what I'm saying? But Quincy's on the USA team, so he's in and out, you know what I'm saying, of the country and things like that. So, but I'll make sure I hit him up for y'all, though.
It's all good, man. And know that you more than welcome. Just like I told them, the mom was like, yo, is it all right if I come back? Yes! I don't give a shit. Just call me. Let me know. I don't give a damn. Come on through. You know, but man, it was a pleasure. I didn't think it was going to be this. I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be this good. The back and forth with me and you. I didn't know because we had never really formally met.
Yeah. We just always seen each other around.
You know, and now this was a hella, and I saw how your whole look would change. You'll really lock in when I started saying little tidbits and jewels that I knew from growing up in the gym, whatever, watching out for this and that. And I'm on about that, and I learned a lot just from listening to you, man. You helped me a lot with how I overthink and overconfidence and everything, and I appreciate that. You know, and keep, like I said before, man, just keep it simple. I'm just a fighter. I'm just a kid who loves boxing from Headbangers. That's it, and everything. You'll be just fine, man.
Thank you.
You're gonna be more than fine. I'm not worried about, but I'm always here. Add me to the list as one of the people that you go always. Hey, yo, did you have experience with as well, man? I'm there. No problem.
Yes,
no problem.
No doubt. Yeah, so look like nobody calling in, man. But like you said, man, it was an honor to have you in here. It's a pleasure. I'm gonna stop by the gym again soon. My schedule's so crazy. I'm gonna definitely come by the gym. And rock with y'all again soon, man. But again, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
For real, in and out of the ring. Just listen to the thing. You talking about the community center and doing things within the community with our black brothers and coming together. And if you need any help with that, if I could be a part of that anyway, just let me know because I love to help out with that, man.
Most definitely.
For sure. So guys, this is Nasheed Sugar She Smith.
Yes, indeed.
Keep your eyes on him. Follow his Instagram handles. Future world champion, professional, already an amateur national champion, future world champion as a professional. Man, just this guy. This is a round of applause. This guy right here. Honestly, for real. So with that, we're gonna cut to the one coach's opinion from Coach Fox.
You ever sign an autograph, man?
Yeah, I signed an autograph a couple times.
I don't want your autograph.
Hey, what's up, everybody? One coach opinion, and just